making a 5 ball on Howard. I got to do an L check. Full patrol 7519 North Plano.
Roll over. Postage Charlie! Shot fired by the police! Minutes was that?
I'm back, bitches. Welcome to El Sancho Live. This is actually an early preview stream. Big shout out to our new members. We have members now. Shithead, are you offering to come on panel, my guy? Because that'd be pretty cool if you came on panel. Welcome, Johnny D, who is our first member of our membership ever. Johnny D will be going into the Hall of Fame. And there is no second best when it comes to new members. Southern H. Both of them are equally as awesome and equally as important. And thank you both for becoming a member to the channel. We have a membership package and monetize, and all this is happening for a lot of really fast. Matt the Man, how are you?
Good, Sancho. About yourself? Thank you for having me on.
Welcome to Bodycam Breakdown. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to post a panel link now. I'm going to say hello to Jeff, Glitter, Ed, Kev, George, Brown Eyes, Shithead. I saw Josiah somewhere. What's up, my guy? Good to see you. Please come up if you would do so. I don't want to forget anybody. Cat Nat, hello. That's the problem with, Matt. As soon as you mention one person, you can't forget anybody now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. Kev, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you. There should be peppers when you become. Oh, Ed, thank you. You becoming a member. Thank you. There should be peppers showing up. But
they are. I see them in the chat.
You're seeing them on the live thing. Okay, because I'm not seeing them on the StreamYard thing. Randy, hello.
Yeah, I've got both my live pulled up on my computer, and then I've got the StreamYards on my phone. So
let me pull up my phone. Josiah, how are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
I heard you were a part of a very long stream. Is that true?
Yeah.
Kenny Klein did 9 hours?
Yes.
9 hours? Holy crap.
I heard he died after. Is that true?
Yeah, well, I only got in there. I woke up and I was making coffee and I clicked on and it was like, wow, Kenny's been on for like 8 hours, so I spent the last hour with him.
Oh, there's the pepper right there. Southern, do you like the pepper? Let me know if you guys like that little red pepper. Oops. Hey, Kev. Kev's calling me live. Why? What the hell? Is it true that Kev, here's the link, my guy. Is it true that he got porn bombed?
I saw a picture of it.
You did. So it man. That's bullshit.
I don't know why anybody want to porn bomb Kenny Klein.
He's the nicest guy in the world. Yeah. I mean, I call him a cunt, but I can call him a cunt. He's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
I followed Kenny before I was Sancho. Like D-Gen, I followed before I was Sancho, and it sucks that someone that nice. So is the StreamYard link not working?
I'm assuming it is because Josiah got up here.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. So it is working. Kev just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. That's not a surprise either with Kev. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's trying to come up or what. All right, let me post it from my chat. Thank you, Brown Eyes Girl. Thank you. So that's the StreamYard. Look, Streamlabs is working now. All right, so we're gonna go to our first video, guys. And anyone who wants to hop on, please do. I'm gonna blow this up. Anyone can kind of jump in. Missed the police last Friday. Responded to Panda Express near Dobson after receiving a report of a man passed out behind the wheel. Tempe police said. Is this you, Kev?
Yes, it is. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Oh, and Eric Glitter didn't mean to time you out, by the way. She did it on accident.
Glitter timed somebody out?
Yeah, by accident.
What's the 999 club? Because that's what I joined. Better get special perks.
What is the 999 club? I think that is that the cops and bloggers. I just made them yesterday. God, man. You gotta text me these pre-scripted things, man. Like, hey, I'm gonna ask you this question. Make sure you don't look like a fucking idiot. Make sure you don't look like a fucking idiot. Heads up. Heads up. I'm gonna ask you this question. So I will tell you what this is. There's multiple tiers. There's prospects. There's cops and blockers. There's devil's advocates, which is the 999 club. There's the 420 club, and there's a loyal investor. There's a lot of benefits for both. With the devil's advocate ones, thank you so much, Taze. I'm forgetting all these members. Oh my God, there's so many new members. I'm forgetting people. I'm so sorry. And we're gonna do some member only streams. And I know Kev, we talked about that NFL stream that we're gonna do members only. Where I am working, I'm trying to get Jessica to do a little game show, like a couples game show, and that might be members only too, to treat everybody. Because if you want to see me really uncomfortable for the first time ever on a live panel, that would be it. Absolutely, because I lost in loaded questions last night with her, and that game was fucking bullshit in my opinion. Like, it was absolute, literally, like, the questions was like, what do you think? What news story in the past 5 years did you watch and want nothing to do with after the fact? It's like, how would I know that? Like, how would I fucking know that for an answer? Like, seriously.
No, if you're with somebody for like 5 years, maybe. That's the only way you would know, right?
I got 4 out of 20 right. 4 out of fucking 20 I got right. So, yeah, she won. I'm not happy about that. You know why I'm not happy about that? Because I brought the game. If I bring the game, I should win. Who brought this up? You guys are getting me fired up already. Streamlabs has posted the actual body cam footage is here. Randy, thank you for being a new member. Thank you. This is so awesome. This is great. Thank you. I'm very giddy right now. All right, so let's go.
So just to reiterate, this is supposedly there's somebody passed out by the wheel of their car.
Yep, they're approaching the suspect now. Or the subject. Press 1 in the chat if you guys like the pepper emojis. There's also other emojis as well, guys. I don't know if you guys have access to it. Do you guys know how to access the emojis? There's a couple emojis that I've added that are pretty funny. Does anyone know how to use emojis yet?
Yeah, I could, but I did it on my phone. Maybe that I didn't have a choice.
Why don't you verbally tell people how to do it? There you go. Brown Eyes Girl just did it.
You just join and on a phone, and you click it, and then it just showed up.
It won't show up here, but there it is in the chat. That's great. So you guys like the pepper? All right. Good.
If you're on the computer, when you go to the chat function, there's a little smiley face for the emoji, and I think if you've got emojis for the channel, they pop up there as well too.
Right. That's great. Oh man, the mood just changed. The mood just fucking changed.
Yo. Well, you can't be in a parking lot like and sleeping in your car, and it's not like he's on the road.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
but
private property.
Well, a lot of times, so the business or somebody sees them sleeping in the car and they don't know, are they okay? Are they on drugs? And I don't know what kind of area of town this is. So so the way a suspicious person usually gets called out is, oh, there's this person, they've been here for a while for whatever reason, blah blah blah, or they've or this vehicle's been here and blah 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 for a long time, and we'll go and check it out basically. So.
All right, let's check it out.
I got foil paper over here.
Viewer discretion is advised. No 15-year-olds watching this shit. That's for sure.
So if you notice, he said there's foil paper. I can't see it, but
Okay.
that's usually an indicator of somebody that might be shooting up drugs.
Because of the toilet paper.
No, foil paper. Like
Hello, Darlene. Hello. Foil paper. Oh, tin foil.
Yeah.
See any weapons?
They probably use that for meth.
Right, meth.
Yeah, meth, heroin, a lot of different drugs.
Cool. Roger.
Viewer discretion is advised. You're already seeing in the chat the video, the story behind it. Angel Benitez was murdered by multiple lethal gunshots at close range by Mesa police. Viewer discretion is advised. Don't yell at me after the fact. I told you what's going to happen beforehand. Don't blame me.
Well,
Viewer discretion is advised.
murdered is a
All
very
right, Roger.
that's a very subjective term.
Well, like I
Well, if you kill somebody, what is it called?
They're killed. It's not murder.
well,
Murder means the definition of murder is you have to have a
Intention.
malice of forethought or attention. You know, like
Right.
if you just because if you shoot somebody in self-defense, you didn't murder that person, you killed them in self-defense. So anyway,
Yeah, well, tell the family of the lady that they weren't murdered.
well, I haven't seen the video yet, so I'm watching the video right now. So.
well, I was reading the family attorney. That's why I was reading that comment.
Well, can you back it up, Sancho, so I can see, like, because we were talking there for a minute,
Right there?
a little bit further, back when he was up to the car, and then okay, yeah, right there.
Yeah. I couldn't see any weapons.
No weapons.
But he says he can't see any. Doesn't mean there aren't any vehicle. There could be.
Correct.
All right, Roger.
We're going to be on the west side of the door. We're going to try to call it out. He's starting to move.
Yep.
Where are they? We're not getting the call. Press on down to the radiation.
All three? Roger. I'm moving out.
Yeah, one occupant, he had foil
Yes, sir.
in his hand, all cuffed.
I got commands.
No music.
Okay, can you pause it?
Pause.
All right. So what they're doing right now is something called a felony stop. So normally a felony stop occurs if you get behind, if you know there's somebody in the vehicle who is a felon. So like for example, if they ran the if you run the name of the, because anytime you run somebody's information through the NCIC, the National Criminal Database, it'll come back if the registered owner has a warrant. And so, for example, if they ran that and that person has a warrant, and if it's a felony warrant, they'll conduct what's called a felony stop. And the standard usually for police departments to do a felony stop is it's usually a minimum of 2 officers, but they try to have more than that. And what they'll do is they'll have one officer who is giving commands, usually over a PA or out loud with his voice, to order the person usually to turn off the car, throw the keys out the window, open the door from the outside and step out of the car facing away from them, and then to walk back. And then you'll have a secondary officer who will cuff the person, place them into custody. And they're trying to be extremely safe, especially with felons, because That's why they call it a felony stop, because they don't know if they got weapons in the vehicle. They don't know if the person, if they're going to try to do something, whatever. So this is what they're about to do right now.
All right, let's go.
Stop! Hey, stop driving! Stop driving!
All right, he's fleeing. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
If the police are pointing a gun at you, you don't flee. That's the first problematic problem that Sancho has right now, is the fact that this subject just fled.
Yep. And now, as an officer, you're running through your mind, okay, why is this person fleeing?
Yeah.
What's
What kind of a
going on?
person? Yeah. What kind of record does he have? Is he a threat to society? Is he violent towards police? I mean, they ran his plate by now, though, right? So they have.
Yeah, but he may or may not be the registered owner. I don't know the circumstances.
Right. Until they make contact, that they just don't know. That's fair to say.
I mean, it could be a significant other's vehicle, it could
Right.
be a family member's vehicle, it could be a stolen vehicle, it could be a lot of different things. So.
Right. Paul Kemp, random. Hello. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Super appreciate you all.
Paul Kemp said, well, I mean, come on, everyone has to run away from the Panda Express.
I got Leaf on your right.
If he does something stupid, I'll beanbag him.
Yes, sir.
Go!
So clearly, let's go to a second body cam for
I
a
was going to
second.
say, I couldn't even tell what happened with that.
Second shot. We got multiple shots here on Sancho Live. We don't fuck around. Thank you, everybody, for your memberships today. Really appreciate it.
Charles Robert Adam 4641.
10-4. Yeah, I like to see you shot first.
And if you said it's occupied, I'm going to 10-3.
Copy. It's occupied. Do you want to high risk it?
Does a
Let's
cop
get
have to wait until he's being shot at?
No.
Say it again.
No, a cop does not have to wait till they're being shot at.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
Channel 2 is going to be 10-3 over 921 North South, occupied 509 units 97.
I'm going to back up a little bit.
Say again.
I'm moving.
I thought that was you, Matt.
No.
All you cops sound the same. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Copy.
Just
He
kidding.
should
Hello?
have never backed up, though.
Copy.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
We're
View
going to have you
just-
give announcements here in just a moment.
Yeah, 36. We're going to be on the west side of the store. We're going to try to call it out.
He's stirring. He's starting to move.
Starting to move. Puts his mask on.
Where are they?
Gotta be safe.
Gotta be safe. Don't want to get.
Panda Express on Dobson. Riverview.
Thank you, Kat. Hit that like button, everybody.
Hey, Ed made a good point in the comments. Here, you pause it for a second.
Look at that.
So the reason, that he backed up is you. Now, generally, this is more related to pursuits. If you, like, for example, in a pursuit, if you try to block somebody's travel with a roadblock or something like that,
Right.
that's considered use of deadly force.
Right.
So you would only do a roadblock or something like that if you had, if you were able to use deadly force on a subject that's fleeing.
Right.
Now, that may be part of the reason why he backed up is because, they have to kind of provide some avenue of escape, because obviously what he could do is this person could easily, if they're like, well, I can't pull up and
Right.
get away, I'm just going to back into and ram the car behind me. Well, then they're standing by the doors, they're going to get swacked, so by allowing that person kind of an avenue of escape, they may not back up into the cruiser. So
wait a minute. Did I already make him a mod? Shithead, did I make you a mod before? Or is that a sock account of you?
Who?
Shithead. Is that a sock of Shithead? Because I wanted to make him a mod, but I'm starting to think that's not him. Oh, man. Sorry.
I don't know. Shit never has he doesn't
A
have
lot happened on the pot show.
A lot happened what?
On the weed show the other night.
Yeah.
You were modding.
He was modded?
Could be.
I don't know. Everybody, it was a Streamlabs. I'm showing it's posting the second and third video, so bear with it. All right, bear with it. We're gonna get to that soon. So this video, the entire video is posted, and not only that, we're also posting quotes from both sides of the story. Here we go. Big old gun.
Yeah, come over here, Chris. It's just the one occupant?
Yeah, one occupant. He had oil, sand, all stuff.
All right. I've got commands.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, he's up and moving around, so let's get. Police!
Uh-oh.
Stop! Hey, stop driving!
Don't have headphones.
Stop driving!
Yeah.
He's going eastbound through the parking lot, heading out the dock.
Should have just stayed up.
Look at that. No music playing. I like it. I like it. No risk of copyright strikes with no music playing.
Yeah, so somebody's got a less lethal, because I hear them talking about they got a beanbag shotgun.
Right. Good question, Happy.
And now they're trying to do a felony stop again. And hey, Sancho, can you pause it again?
Yes, sir.
So Golden Eyes, and you pointed out, yes, they do have rifles, AR-15s in the chat. Well, and they said, I don't understand why the heavy firearms. Well, first of all, they don't know what kind of weapons he's got in the vehicle, if he has any or not. Here's this individual suspect, he or she. So, and as police officers, they teach us to be one level above in terms of use of force. If somebody brings, somebody brings a knife, we're gonna shoot them or try to use a taser. If somebody is trying to fight us, we'll use a taser, we'll use pepper spray, or we'll use some hard hands techniques. We're trying to bring that extra level of use of force if somebody's escalating, and then we de-escalate as well too as the person de-escalates. So we are reacting to their behavior basically, and it's all about, the reason again is it's officer safety, because if somebody's bringing a freaking knife, and we're trying to either use our hands to disarm them, which will get you cut up, or if we have a taser or something like that, somebody's got to have a firearm just in case if one of those options doesn't work. So, and like I heard in the video, it sounds like they've got officers with lethal weapons, but they've also got it sounds like they've got somebody with a beanbag shotguns for less than lethal.
Can I ask you how long you've been a cop?
Well, I went to college for 4 years, and I did a unique training where I did my police academy training in college. So I did that, and then I've been a cop since June, so not very long.
Okay. Just curious. That's it.
Driver, slowly step out of the vehicle and face away from us.
Copy.
Step out of the vehicle slowly. Driver, don't breathe.
998, 998.
Did they get close enough? Is the question.
Well, see, you can't.
I can't see.
The problem is you can't see what happened because there's unless you got another angle or you got the dash cam or something. Because as you hear one. There's an officer giving commands. Driver, step out of the vehicle.
Right.
Driver, they're conducting a felony stop, and they even have more reason to do so now because this driver, they were fleeing and eluding. Something happened that caused the officer to pull the trigger. I don't know if I don't know what the case was. So, and like I said, we can't see it.
I heard he was reaching for something.
Have you seen Ed's question?
Yeah, I saw Ed's question. So, and like I said, I don't know, because tinfoil alone is not necessarily. I mean, it could be drug paraphernalia, but it
could be
doesn't.
cookies.
It doesn't necessarily mean so unless they actually saw drugs, or they could be it could be that this person had a I don't know. I don't know if they know this individual, or I don't know if the vehicle, like the registered owner of the vehicle's wanted or something. Could be a multitude of reasons why they chose to do a felony stop.
How many shots is enough? How many shots does all the cops have to do for one person?
We shoot to stop the threat. So that means until the person stops whatever they're doing, we shoot them.
Uh-huh.
So if
So
somebody's
so we're seeing at least 3 cops right now shooting, right?
Okay, well, they're shooting because they're partner shooting, so they're going to shoot. I mean, they're trying to stop the threat. So whenever, like for example, if somebody's got a knife and they're running at you, okay, we're going to shoot until the person stops doing that action, which is running at you with a knife.
But so all we know right now is the person's in the car and they're moving around.
Well, no,
right?
From what it sounds like, they may have actually been out of the vehicle, because I think there was another command that he gave, where he was potentially out of the vehicle. So I don't know, but like I said, maybe because there's a third body camera, so maybe this one will have a better, because we can't see. So.
Sure.
Who is all on panel? Hold on a sec. So like Glitterbug wants everyone to say hello and say your name, everybody.
Hi, Glitter.
I don't wanna.
Everyone say hi and say your name, please, and let everyone know why you're here.
It's Matt.
Hi, my name's Kevin.
Hi, my name's Josiah.
I'm Olden. I am here for an AA meeting.
There you go. There you go, Glitter. Just for you. Here we go. Third shot. Jess H., I love you. Welcome. Good to see you. Third body camera. Viewer discretion is advised. Don't apologize.
Driver, with your left hand, reach and open up the door.
Why are we
With
recording
your
the
left
gun
hand,
barrel
open up the door.
Well, it's a body cam.
or a butt?
It's a body cam.
Push it all the way open with your foot.
Okay, do we have somebody south? No, we got nothing over there. Okay, just be aware. Step out of the vehicle slowly!
Something tells me this isn't going to be a good shot.
I got you. Driver!
I shouldn't be laughing. This is a sad situation. My apologies.
Okay, hold. Everybody hold. Sam 36.
There you go. They don't got much. Not much at all. I mean, let's kind of go through what we know, if anything, you know?
Yeah, you can't really. Golly, yeah. That's the issue is with the body cams is they're great tools. I think they're, they need to be used and, but sometimes even like in this situation, because of the way it's mounted, his rifle butt was blocking the camera. So,
right. Let's go to the story.
I believe the body camera should be on the glasses.
That would have been cool. What just happened?
That way you see what the cops see.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been great. I mean, we already seen the video. So
yeah, the only issue, so a lot of them are mounted, like the one at my department, it was mounted at inside the vest. So you could, and it had a little cutout to where it shoots out of. A lot of them are mounted. But I mean, the glasses would be good, but the only issue with the glasses is if you're in a fight or if you're running or something, that can very, very easily fall off. So,
new member, please identify the glitter bug. Hello, what's your name?
You can't read?
Well, that's not what she's asking. She wants to know who's on. I mean, say your name and why you're here.
New Jersey Diver.
There you go, Glitterbug. So let's go back to Tempe.
Why is he here? He didn't answer. Why is he here?
He never answers.
he doesn't answer questions.
Oh, I do on occasion. I'll make a statement now. What about these shoulder-mounted audio receivers and transceivers that you see some officers wearing?
Right.
That work in conjunction with the device in the cruiser. Why can't that be video as well?
Right. The Tempe police, which is leading the investigation on Thursday, released body cam of the officers involved in September 25th. The family's demanding an independent investigation. They had a GoFundMe for the funeral. Again, they stated that he was murdered by lethal gunshots. Witnesses say police shot Benito as well as hands were in the air. Police said his hands were up, but he dropped them forward his waist when police interpreted the threat and shot him. That's where the issue goes right now. Excessive. I mean, those weren't the best camera shots. It looked like fucking target practice right there. And those angles look like target practice.
Well, so they've got him. So they're doing everything. They're conducting a felony stop on this individual. So they're doing everything they're supposed to do. If the individual, and most of the time they'll tell the person, they have their hands, in the air, either that or on their head, one of the two. And if the person, fails, if they're going to fail to follow the instructions, they're going to, if it's what the police said, but like I said, we don't know because we can't see the video, and they reach for their waistband, where do a lot of people keep guns in their freaking waistbands? So, I mean, or it could be as simple as a suicide by cop thing. We don't know what his state of mind is.
Right.
Right, but you're going to give the point of the cop. See, the witnesses said he just dropped his hands. They didn't say he was going for anything in his waist. Right?
Well,
so let's not add things to this.
His criminal record.
Well, there's obviously two.
Hold on. Let Josiah go.
There is more to this. He must have a criminal record. I mean, why do you run from the police? No one runs from the police if you're innocent.
One of the cameras appeared to be blocked by the butt of the officer's rifle. This is a driver with your left hand reach and open the door. One of the officers can be heard yelling at Benitez, push it all away with your foot. Driver slowly step out of the vehicle and face away from us and continued. essentially, they're alleging that like Benitez initially complied with officer's commands to put his hands in the air, but then dropped his hands out of their view and towards his waistband while still in the vehicle, which is why the over a dozen shots. You know, my thoughts and prayers go out to the family. You never want to see a loss of life ever. And the biggest question is, what does the chat think? I mean, from what we have, we don't have dashboard. We don't have direct view of what this individual was doing, whether he reached for his waistband or not. But with what we're looking at, press 1 in the chat if you think this is excessive force, or press 2 in the chat if you think this is completely, okay.
Well, so for everyone asking, saying there's no weapon, they didn't find one in the vehicle. That's hindsight information. At this time, they don't know if they have a gun or not on their person or in the vehicle. So that's irrelevant, and the way that use of force cases are evaluated is by the Supreme Court ruling of Graham v. Connor, which looks at the facts and circumstances available to the officers at the time of the incident occurring, the use of force. So there's not, and it says specifically in the ruling, not with 2020 hindsight bias.
Right.
He was still in a car and his hands went down. You don't know if they had a gun.
Right.
Well, I think he was out of the vehicle at this point, but he was. So again, the typical way that you conduct a felony stop is you have the person shut the vehicle off, throw their keys out the window, or just don't do that, but just have them, they got their hands out or whatever.
Right.
Then they open the door with the outside hand and push the door open. They step out facing away from the police.
Right.
Then, the police from there, the police will tell them usually to grab the top of their shirt, pull it up to see if they can see a weapon in the waistband. They'll tell them to turn around and look at the waistband so they can see if there's any weapons. Then they'll have them continue to face away and then walk back to another officer who is going to cuff them at that point.
So I totally agree with Taze. Press 3 in the chat if you don't have enough evidence to comment yet. And I think that's what I'm, leaning towards. I can't really give you an opinion without seeing where those hands were, what his intentions were in that car. And that's my biggest issue with forming an opinion is just without knowing what he was doing. Like the whole Wisconsin story, and the reason why it was we saw that individual from walking around, scuffling, getting up, walking around the hood, going in we saw all that. And we were able to form an opinion because we saw every movement. We hadn't seen one fucking movement from this guy besides the fact that he drove away. And I think that gives you the difficult ability to form a solid opinion, in my humble opinion.
Well, and let me address what Ed said. No, the reason they didn't do a traffic stop is because they thought he had a weapon in the vehicle. They did a felony stop for whatever reason that, whether it was he had a criminal record or there's something that we don't know. I want to read the report on this to figure out what's going on.
Right.
In the situation. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start getting police reports to accompany the body cams. A lot of what we have is online, which is great. But anyone else have any comments on this one before we move on to the second?
You better bet that there might be another view somewhere because it's in a shopping center.
Not
this
posted.
was at the house.
Yeah, not posted yet.
Yep.
There's nothing posted. So we're gonna go to Asbury. So according to preliminary, this is body cam number 2. We're looking at now. According to Asbury, multiple officers at Asbury Police Department responded shortly after 9 p.m. to allow this domestic dispute inside a 2-family residence, Asbury Park. When police arrived, the man and woman involved in the dispute, and we're going to learn more about that dispute and what the hell's going on. Guys, viewer discretion is advised. I can't stress this enough. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, I think that's
no sound.
No sound?
Yeah,
maybe the first
unmuted.
30 seconds.
Mr. Bass, come out.
There you go.
Hold on.
Yeah,
It was the first. No. It
it's
was the
the
first
body.
30 seconds.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
keep fucking with me. God, no, there was sound the whole time. You
Yeah,
guys.
Sancho. Yeah.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
First 30 seconds, there's no audio.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody should know that by now.
I'm new, okay? Come on.
Here we go. Fucking Odin. Now I know why I called him a mood changer.
This
Viewer
is actually
discretion.
a very interesting video.
Mr. Bass, come out. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Put your hand down. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Tase him. Just tase him. Just tase him. Just tase him. Tase. Come out. You got a knife in his hand? Yeah, he's got a knife in his hand. Tase him next time.
All right, so they've come to the conclusion of tasing him. Just tase him. Just tase him. He has a knife in his hand. Matt, walk us through the nerve level of an incident like this, in your opinion.
Well, so I've seen this video before,
Okay.
and it's pretty interesting because that they were very, very patient with this guy,
Right?
And you'll see it. Yeah, you're in a situation. I've never been in a situation like this. You know, I've been on some pretty hairy situations, but it, you know, that when you get any kind of call and you're going to it, your adrenaline goes up, and especially if it's what we call a hot call, which means there's either a potential for violence or, you know, something, an emergency, you know, going on, your adrenaline is way, way up. And as you're driving there, first of all, you're trying to navigate and get there in a timely manner. And second, you're trying to, you know, think about all the possible things that could be going on. So, you know, it's kind of it's a very stressful thing. So
it has to be extremely scary to go into someone's home. You have no idea what's on the other side of that door.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tell me you're ready. Good? Yeah. Hand! Come on out! Hand! Hand!
Oh!
You're on the ground! Down!
Oh!
Go! You gotta move it. Move it. Still going. Hand!
Holy shit!
And see, the taser did not work. So pause. Go ahead and pause it right there, Sancho.
Wow.
So a lot of people think a taser is a magical device that you shoot any person with it and they're going to go down. It's not usually, or it's not always the case, because all a taser is, it's two little barbs that are like fish hooks on the end that are propelled through the air by nitrogen gas to go into a person. And the best connection you want, well, the goal of it using a taser is to cause something called neuromuscular incapacitation. So, and what that means is that the electricity coming from the taser, what it does is it will constrict all and cause all the muscles in the body to tighten up. So that way the person doesn't move. So, and the best way of getting that is you want a wide probe spread. Ideally you want a probe in the top half of their body,
Right.
their torso, and then you want one on the bottom half of their body, in their leg or their butt or whatever.
That looked like a Christmas tree.
Huh?
It looked like a Christmas tree. It was all lit up and everything. It was crazy looking.
Yeah.
Do we know any of the story, why the cops were there or anything?
Matt, do you know a little bit more than me?
I can't remember. It was some sort of
Domestic. We posted earlier. It was a domestic
I think it was,
dispute.
yeah, it was a domestic or something.
Yeah, it's the Attorney General's office released recordings of the office of a taser camera related to the shooting of August 21st, 2020, which a police officer, spoiler alert, I'll leave it at that. The shooting remains under investigation, but it was a domestic dispute.
And
that was the initial.
Most dangerous situations you can go into as a domestic, because people are already pissed off, they're already upset, and you're coming into their house, and you're gonna. And most of the time, states require, if there's an allegation of violence and there's a sort of probable cause, then you have to make an arrest.
Right.
So, it's one of the most dangerous situations a police officer can go into.
Right. Family dispute. Oh no, that's the old one. Let me get that going out of the way. Hold on a sec, because that old one's still showing up. There's a lot of work put into this. It's not just, hey, let's talk about drama. Let's do a show about drama. No.
Well, your first one, it failed because you didn't have any line of sight on the perpetrator.
Right. Well, that wasn't my fault.
Yeah, it was. You could have looked for more.
I don't watch these beforehand. I want to be just as surprised as you are.
And that's where you fell.
No, I want to be just as surprised and give you guys a first opinion like we all do.
Play the video.
It's all about being
Play the video. Play the video.
Mr. Bass, put the knife down and come on out.
What's your name?
The Shader.
Who?
The Shader.
This Shader.
What's up?
Eat a dick.
Mr. Bass, come on, man. Put the knife down. Come on out. He's got a hell of a sense of humor.
Hello, Pierre.
Come
how
on,
are
buddy.
you?
Put the knife down and come on out.
That's wrong there, Glitterbug.
Yeah, from Canada.
Odin Harry's
Come on,
talking
knife
to you
down.
in
Come
chat.
out.
Notice where his trigger finger is.
Where's his trigger finger?
He's got it off the trigger. He's got it along the side of the housing.
Right.
Anyway, continue.
How many what?
Police shooters I got.
Had a few.
You don't fucking know, you asshole.
We had a few. Come on out. Put the knife down.
We got thousands in America. That you fucking
Back. Put that knife. Put it down.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Put the knife down.
Come on, man.
In the right
Don't
hand.
Stop saying that.
In his left hand.
Come on.
Put the knife down.
Put it down. Come on.
I see it.
Who is talking?
Put it move.
Who is talking? Come on.
You're gonna have to move that. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Come on, Mr. Bass. Put the knife down.
Do you want to shoot?
Put the knife down.
Do you want to shoot?
Put the knife down.
Do you want to shoot?
Put the knife down.
Do you want to shoot?
Come on, man. Put the knife down and come on out.
Shoot.
Put the knife down and come on out.
You look like you the nigga that was the fucking beat.
Bass, come on out. Put the knife down.
Saying my name like we cool or some shit.
Then put the knife down and come on
My
out.
name ain't no fucking best.
Put the knife down. Come on out.
Fuck you. Fuck my dick. I whispering because I can hear you.
Nobody whispering. I'm talking right to you.
The man whispering to you.
Nobody whispering. Put the knife down. Come on out.
What's up, girl? You fuck her.
Put the knife down. Come on out. Put the knife down. Come on out. Put the knife down. Come on out. Bass, put the knife down and come on out. Put the knife down and come on out.
Let me blow it up more so you guys can see. What just happened? Oh, I just pressed the button.
For zero money down.
Fuck. Don't press shit, Sancho. Leave it alone.
Put the knife down. Come on out.
Come on, man.
Come on. Drop the knife.
Come on.
Drop the knife.
Put the knife down.
Put the knife down.
Give my phone.
Put the knife down. You put the knife down. Give your phone.
You put your knife out here. We'll give you the phone.
Put the knife down.
I'm stupid.
Put the knife down. We'll give you the phone. You can have that phone. I don't give a shit about that phone.
You're a fucking asshole.
Put the knife down and come on out. Put the knife down and come on out.
First of the wrong.
Come on. Put it down and come on out.
You need to get the ball.
All right, come on. Put the knife down. Come on out.
Where's your phone at? I'll get your phone.
We got the phone right here on the floor.
He's by himself. He's by himself with his arm.
That's not smart.
Come on.
Smart.
Come
I got
on.
my phone already.
The phone's on the floor.
Right there.
You put the knife down, I'll get the phone.
You.
You put it down, I'll get the phone.
Fuck you.
Put the knife down. I'll get the phone.
Haircut, I'll come out.
It ain't gonna happen till you come out. Put the knife down. I'll cut this shit off. Come on. You got my word. I come in with it all off tomorrow.
Come on, man. We'll shave it right here.
Come on. Put the knife down. We'll use that and do a little scalping.
Come on, we'll let you cut his hair. Come on.
Come on. Come on, man. Put it down. Put it down.
Hey, just drop it.
Put it down.
Come on,
Come
man.
on.
I get it because you're human.
I know.
Smart.
Put it down.
Come on.
Come on. Let's put it down. Come on. Don't do it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Come on. I'm going to stab him.
Don't do that. Down. Hands. He's out of his hands. Out of his hands. He's good. Come on. Come on. Get him out. Bring him out. Come on. Get him. Take him out.
I got him.
Come on.
Let's get past the door. Okay.
Make sure we got the knife. Knife is somewhere. It came out.
Shit. Come on, put out your knife. Come on. Eric came back upstairs.
All right. Let's look at what we know about this. The comments are in the chat.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
The shooting remains under investigation, but Hassan Best, 39 years old, at Asbury Park, has passed away.
Yeah, Asbury Park's not a very good city to live in.
Right.
Where is that?
On the
New
coast.
New Jersey, right?
It's Central Jersey on the coast, Monmouth County.
Yeah, I think so too, Randy. He wanted to die by cop.
Suicide by cop.
HB, please introduce yourself for Glitterbug. I mean, we have a thing today where everyone introduces themselves. Please say your name and why you're here.
Because Glitter made me. I'm her bitch.
Okay.
I love Sancho.
There you go.
So there's that.
Your thoughts on what we just saw, if you were able to catch it?
You're pretty cute.
I caught some of it. What caught my attention, the reason I came up was someone in the chat was like, keep your finger on the trigger in a stressful situation. And if you don't know what a sympathetic reflex is, you might want to read up on what a sympathetic reflex is. Basically, what it boils down to is if you hear a loud noise or you trip and fall, your instinct is automatically to grip your gun and discharge your weapon by accident. So you never, unless you're ready to pull the trigger, you always keep your finger off the trigger no matter what the situation is.
Yep.
That's the difference between real police work and someone who plays Call of Duty all day long.
And that's oops, sorry.
I'm not good, buddy. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that's good training on how to use a firearm too.
Absolutely, and that's one of the biggest things they drill in our head is sympathetic reflex. It's the body's natural instinct. If someone drops something behind you, is your body tenses up, or you go to fall and your hand goes to hit the ground, your body tenses up. Right. You never want your finger on the trigger unless you're ready to discharge your weapon.
Hey,
and they did use a taser.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they used a taser. It didn't work. He's got thick clothing on, so that's it. I guarantee you, what happened is the probes did not enter in the body, so the taser did not work.
And not only that, I mean, even if they did hit the body, when someone's having a psychotic breakdown, there's many cases proven where tasers can make good contact and they still have zero effect on someone's body. For whatever reason, that part of the brain shuts down, and they still continue at that. So, tasers are a wonderful tool for officers. We don't carry them, unfortunately. I wish we did. We're starting to see more of them in our jobs, but they're not an end-all, be-all. I mean, it happens. Same with OC spray. OC is not going to stop everyone. I'm going to send Sancho a video here in a second. I'll send it to you in Odin.
Come on, Odin, man. This is a serious stream, man. This
ain't me.
This ain't no hanky-panky drama, hanky-panky shit. Come on.
I'll gonna send a video to it's an old video from the cop show of how ineffective OC spray can be on a drunk person, and it was in New Orleans probably about 15-20 years ago. Go ahead, buddy.
Go ahead, Aaron. I was just going to say, I've seen videos where a guy was high on some type of drug. Cops would taser the guy and let the guy just pull him out like it was a toothpick.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So we are going to go to our third video and get everyone's thoughts on it in a little bit, shall we?
Yeah, that last one was a little close to home for me.
Keep your hands up.
Hayward Police Department.
Keep your hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Oh, fuck. Put it out. Hands up. Put it out. Get your hands up now. Put it out. Get your hands up.
Hello, enthusiasts. Welcome.
Hey, Sancho, can you pause it for a second?
Yes, sir.
Hey, stop.
Shh.
So I want to answer this ignorant comment that's in. It says, "Tasers didn't work, guys. Kill them." So anytime we shoot somebody,
Right.
yes, it's deadly force, but we're not trying to kill somebody. We're trying to stop the threat, and we go to the next level of force, which below a taser is a very high level use of force. You're not gonna freaking. I would love to see people like, why don't you shoot him in the leg? Why don't you try to wrestle the knife out of there? And all the other kinds of stuff that there's. It's this part, and also, they have to do something because that guy's a danger to everybody in that apartment complex or building. They can't just leave and let him be in there and be, waving a knife around.
Well said.
So
Well, that guy, I agree with you, but that guy's opinion being ignorant, I wouldn't say that. I mean, they have a right to their opinion as well.
Yeah, that's the only thing I disagree with as well. Please like, share, and
check
subscribe.
your DMs on Discord.
Okay. All right. Is this a body cam?
It's a first-person view. It's a real video. It's
There's
old.
no dick
but
picture,
it
right?
shows how ineffective OC spray is.
Okay.
It can be.
All right.
And it's only 4 minutes long.
All right. You want me to go to that now? Or you want me to finish this?
No, you can finish this one. No, you can finish this one.
All right. Let's learn about OC spray after this video, guys. Be right back.
I'm gonna dog Sasha Crane.
Whoa.
Turn it off.
Oh.
Turn it off. Hey, watch the house. Coming around. Stop. Keep your hands up. All right. Hey, relax. Come back here, Dino. Come back here. Hey, stay off the air. Tech 2, we have one down in the car. We have a couple people in the house. Stay right there. Stay off the air. Tech 2, all officers are code 4. And we're just going to wait for some other units before we go from here.
Does it matter who he is? I mean, geez.
Tech 2 negative. Wildwood.
He's
and
potentially dead. That's what
22
matters.
781 Wildwood.
Holy shit.
He was slumped into the heat.
Right.
Ma'am, you need to stop.
Sasha Crane.
Stay right there. Sit down.
Lisa Sessions.
Sit down on the ground and stay there. And Tech 2, once we get a few more here, we have no movement in the car. We'll get them out, and I know we got the fire on the way.
Right.
They're in the house, okay?
I gotta fast forward that part, guys. Sorry.
That car's gonna be a drive.
Call me sensitive all you
car's in
want.
drive. We
I
got
don't
one
care,
down in the
Odin.
car,
Call me
no
whatever
movement.
name you want.
We have
Call
at
me
least 2
sappy,
people in the
sensitive,
house who
whatever.
are yelling out at us.
How about Soulless
They're
Ginger?
semi-cooperative.
Soulless Ginger,
so we
whatever
just need
you
to
want.
get him taken care of in a second. He's supposed to be armed, so we don't know.
Karen?
Go ahead, Faye. Yes. Turn. Turn. Come this side, guys. This side.
I know. I'm just protecting the sergeant right now.
Okay. Brian.
I forget out.
Brian, come this side. Brian. Nick's got him. We need people to watch the house so we can get him out of the car.
My car to back?
Yes. Come back. Come back. Get that shield up. You're going to shield the house now.
Go into the house.
All right. Ready? Go ahead.
He was a person of interest in a homicide.
Do not
Of
move.
a homeless person.
Do not move. Don't move. Police department. That's right. I'll break it. I got it.
Who, this guy in the car?
Yes. Person of interest.
Watching. We don't.
Here's a different angle of it. Ooh. All right, that's a shot, guys. Thoughts, everybody? Let's replay that angle one more time from the back. Pulls forward.
4,000.
Backs up. There it is. Thoughts, everybody?
You see that left rear fender? How it's crumpled?
The guy in the white car had a weapon.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting to that yet, but yeah, he rammed the police car. That's a deadly weapon in itself.
Absolutely. So I get into it's a 4,000-pound weapon. You have officers all around that car. You know, they're at risk at that point. The guy's obviously showing no concern about people's safety around him. Also, he's a homicide suspect already. So are you going to let a homicide suspect just drive away?
He's already committed a crime, attempted homicide by vehicle.
Absolutely. Vehicular homicide, correct.
Yep.
So, I mean, you know, Ed made a statement a few minutes ago. Ed 2276. It's a perfect statement for law enforcement. Hands the baton to pepper spray to taser to firearm. You don't always have the option to start at the beginning and go through each level of force. Sometimes baton is first level, sometimes firearm. And that's exactly the truth. I mean, situations escalate and de-escalate the blink of an eye, so you don't know what you're walking into. And this guy obviously showed no regard for personal safety of anyone else and was trying to flee. So brought a car to a gunfight.
He was not killed, guys. He was not killed. It says it was a shooting. So, can anyone verify that he wasn't killed? So I don't look like a fucking idiot. Someone.
I've got no idea. I've never seen
What
that.
I'm reading was he was not killed. So that's what I'm reading. I'm just fucking saying.
I'll tell you, from the angle, that first bit of the photo, that second set of rounds fired, the angle,
yeah,
no way you could have hit him.
Yeah, sorry guys, he was killed. Sorry.
Flash
shooting.
Typed in except backing off. You know, cops can't back off. I mean, cops
Right.
You can't just say, okay, we'll do a do-over when a homicide suspect's trying to flee.
Yeah. All right. So, unfortunately, this is confirmation that it was a fatal shooting. The YouTube labeled it as a shooting, not fatal shooting, and this is labeled as a fatal shooting. So, yeah. Whoa! What is that? An ad? The hell?
Is that the New York metro area?
This is
California. Never mind.
Hayward, yeah.
California.
Yeah. That's just the fact they got ABC on Channel 7. Same as New York.
So this is essentially the press release they put out. Let me show you guys the press release they put out. And unfortunately, 23-year-old life has been lost. Do we think it's justified? What do we think?
Absolutely. I mean,
will I get copyrighted for court TV?
No, because it's still fair use and it's news.
I don't want to get my shit shut down, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You might want to be careful.
You see, you think so? Because it's court TV. It's like a national thing.
I don't think so. Because it's on YouTube, and they wouldn't. I mean, they wouldn't allow you to share if it was a copyright thing. And to me, it would still fall under fair use.
You got to remember, it's a computer program doing it. So.
Right.
So press 1 in the chat if I should risk it, and press 2 in the chat if I shouldn't. And
go for it.
HB.
Sancho, just the title. You got to do it.
I know the title is why I'm even asking. The title is exactly why I'm asking if I should take the fucking risk.
It's a good video. It really is.
All they're going to do is stop your stream and then you restart it.
Me if the stream gets stopped. I mean,
Odin might, not me.
Tell Sancho to stop being a pussy. Put 3 in the chat.
It still falls under fair use.
All right, we'll see, guys.
Come on, Karen Sancho.
Let's see if HB deep throats, guys. Let's find out.
Come on, Derek.
You think it was a mistake?
Absolutely, but unfortunately, you don't have time to think. You're just reacting.
Yeah, I know.
Look at this shit. What?
And the cop down his back right now, the one who's down in chokehold, is completely sprayed.
Yeah,
you'll see him in a minute. They pull him off because he can't hear breathe. To show that how ineffective OC can be, and you can go through all your tools and they have absolutely no effect.
Mullet madness.
Hey, I got something for Rebecca in chat. That dude tried to do a Judy chop.
Not a Judy chop.
All right. So we're gonna go a little close to you, NJ Diver.
You already were.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little Asbury Park's close. We're gonna go to the Bronx now. We're gonna go to
Hillsborough County one.
That's across the Hudson.
Hillsborough County.
Yeah, have you done that one yet? Hey, Jess.
Can you message me it?
Yeah.
I'll check if I look. I'll see if I looked at it. No, I haven't done this in like 2-3 weeks, so it's a safe answer. Say no.
Give me a second. Go ahead and do this up, and I'll look for it.
You say Brooklyn?
Brooklyn's in house. This is January. This incident happened in Bronx, New York.
All right, that's across 2 rivers.
All right, here we go. Resisting arrest is the topic. Hold on. Just wants me to look at Rebecca's answer. Douche canole. I like this one. That's a good answer. I would have said pussy distractor haircut. Detractor. Pussy detractor haircut is what I would have said.
That's a monk bowl cut.
Keeps the pussy away. I don't know.
Homemade haircut.
What was the haircut I said last night, Jess? I forgot.
Hey, how are you, sir? Got your license registration? What's up, man? What's going on? All right.
I gotta check my answer sheet.
I was trying to see your license. Oh, it's a rental? Yes, sir. You have a license on here? All right, cool. When I pull them next to you, it looks like you guys are wearing your seatbelts. That's what I'm stopping here.
I got my seatbelt right here.
All right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm stopping.
I already know. I just told them right down there, at this time you gotta have your seatbelt everything because I gotta take a beat right here the passenger side.
Oh, did you? Yeah, when I pulled up next to you, I know it's because it's black on black here, but it didn't look like you were wearing that. All right. Just roll down the back windows for me. Where you guys headed now?
We're going to Manhattan. I gotta pick up my daughter from school right now.
Where in Manhattan?
Oh, nipples. Something about nipples.
What are you guys doing right over here?
Oh, my girlfriend lives right here. In the building where I just pulled off from.
Stick to the topic, Sancho.
Sorry.
What's your name, Sammy? Cool.
Focus, people.
Sorry, because the topic was the haircut.
Ohio license, huh?
Oh, yeah, I gotta change. I'm waiting for my other one to come back. Come over there.
So this happened October of last year now.
What's your birthday? Let's see. Oh, 6690.
This is bigger than I thought inside here.
Yo, this shit is garbage, though, bro.
Yeah?
We
just
got it
talking
the
about
other day. This
was
is
just talking
horrible.
about it because he started down. He's like, yo, it's cold, and this shit feels terrible.
This thing is horrible. It's the worst.
Is it really?
What's
Was your
horrible
first
about
winter
it?
with it?
It's like when you're in the highway,
It's gonna be
like,
your
it
first winter
wiggles,
with it?
and like
First
when you turn,
cold
it's like
Oh, the rental.
I thought it was gonna be way better than what it looks. This shit didn't look, it looks like the Range a little bit, but when you drive it, it's like should drive like a freaking Honda.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It probably sucks in the snow too then.
He popped, so I'm just gonna talk to him.
You want me to pause it?
Sorry, he popped, so I'm just gonna talk to him real quick.
All right, cool.
That
Yeah,
sounds
real
like
quick.
HB. That guy sounds like HB.
That's not me.
I thought HB was just talking to me.
No, it's not me, bro.
You're not a troll, man, but I just gotta talk to you.
Doesn't it
Take it back
sound
in.
like him?
Probably does sound like
You're
me.
good. And make sure the car's in park.
I
Good?
don't work-
You have anything else to have?
No, I'm not. I don't have no.
Living
Sure.
on-
I'm just gonna pat you down real quick. You want this real quick? I'm gonna explain. Yeah, right. What happened? Yo!
Huh?
Ah!
Put it in park! Put it in park! Put it in park!
I love tasers.
Pull him out! Pull him out! Jack, one any time. Put it in park! If I have to fucking end up shooting you, bro.
All right. Are we? Where are we? Law enforcement here. What are we here?
It's pain compliance. They're called stunning blows. They're trying to get his hands off the steering wheel.
Stunning blows to get his hands off the steering.
Yeah, when someone strikes you, your natural instincts to turtle up and pull your hands to your face to protect yourself. And this guy's got his hands wrapped around the steering wheel.
Okay.
That was called Ride the Lightning, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Ride the lightning.
Flash in the pan. I feel sad because this channel has zero intelligence incorporated.
Well, thank you for participating and contributing to the zero intelligence.
Thanks for views.
You're just as part of it as anyone else. I am monetized, so thank you for the clicks and views. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sounding like CFW all of a sudden.
Why is Matt in the basement, by the way?
Why is what?
Why is Matt in the basement?
How do you know he's in the basement?
He sent a message.
I accidentally clicked out of the stream. My bad.
How'd you get in the
StreamYards.
basement?
I clicked out of the StreamYards by accident. So.
Oh, then how'd you know he was in the basement?
Private chat.
Oh, I thought you could see my basement. I'm like, how can you see my basement? I've always wondered.
Is this your first show?
No, the basement. No one can see.
Yeah, we can see DM.
The Discord. Okay. Fuck
Oh,
off.
I'm gonna fucking shoot you! Take my seatbelt off. No!
Put it in
Park, put it in park.
George, take my seatbelt off, please, man.
Park.
Don't shoot me.
Can I have additional? 211 and Bainbridge. 211 and Bainbridge.
Holy fuck.
211 and Bainbridge.
Get the fuck up! Don't shoot me, please, man.
Get out the car!
Thank you, shithead.
Get the fuck out!
Brooklyn is not in the Bronx.
Get
but
out the
I'm
car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Yo, park, Sarge, park!
Park.
That dude's thick as hell, too.
Get out the car!
Yeah, I know.
Get out the car!
maintaining neck control.
Tell the officer got sprayed by OC already.
What I don't understand is why isn't he using the taser anymore?
Why are they what?
Why not just tase him again?
Well, I mean, he's
depending on what type of OC you use.
Yeah,
it can be flammable.
Yep, there's videos of that too.
Why didn't they use pressure points?
That's what they were
He was
using on
trying
his
to.
face. On his face, Did you see they were grabbing his face. They were trying to get pressure points that are on the side of his face.
Yeah.
Oh, under the ear and all that shit.
Parotid arteries going to the brain.
It's a big dude, though.
Pressure points are a great tool, but they're not 100%. I mean, it's accuracy, and when you're in confined space fighting, it's hard getting those pressure points.
And you got to hold them on too long.
Right.
And people can tune them out too.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you can find it and hold it, you're not going to go unconscious shortly.
Right.
NJ, are you talking over the camp?
Yeah, over the yelling and screaming.
What are you doing, NJ?
That's the video, not us.
I thought that was NJ yelling like that.
Focus, Diver, focus.
Jesus. All right. Shot fired. Shot fired. Shot fired. So let's kind of learn more about it. Learn more about the story, shall we? We're looking at Sergeant Jonathan Rivera, is the officer. Confrontation with a suspect who's attempting to drive away from the scene of a traffic stop while engaged in a struggle while apprehending officers. The incident began at approximately 2:50 p.m. when the subject, Alan Flees, a 31-year-old male, was observed by the officers during a 2018 Volkswagen Atlas. Let's go. They discharged the taser through the open passenger window, striking Felix. That did not essentially work. And we're looking at Officer Barrett's body camera dislodged from his uniform when he was struck by the subject's car door prior to the firearm discharge. While the body camera did not capture the officer involved shooting on video, it did record the audio of the incident. After the discharge, the officers called for medical assistance, then performed CPR on the injured, who transported to Monterey Medical, where he succumbed to his injuries. Damn, this is depressing. Shit.
All for what?
Yeah.
That's the one thing they don't
Not wearing a seatbelt.
I know.
Approximately 1 minute and 30 seconds into the struggle, Sergeant Rivera discharged one round from his service firearm, striking Felix, causing his demise.
All it takes.
And no, I mean, keep in mind, this guy's driving away. That's kidnapping at that point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, the video I sent you in StreamYard in Discord, Sancho, is 4 minutes long. It's actually a press release from the sheriff's department, so you should not get copy struck on that.
Oh, he said it in the private chat.
In Discord, yeah, DMs.
So what's the guy's life worth then? I mean, there's got to be a better way.
What are the officers' life worth?
Oh, this is the one I mean,
this, you know.
Life of
you know, when I'm watching this, I think, well, how come there's not a car in front of his car? Why didn't they? You know, there's all kinds of things that run through my mind, and I understand that I'm Monday quarterbacking here, but
right.
Why isn't there any, like, you know, pull in front of the car? You got all these other cops standing around. You got some lady cop yelling. I mean, why aren't they like trying to block him so he can't leave with his car and stuff like that?
It was a simple traffic stop.
Right.
Yeah, but they had, if you're watching it, it was at least, what, a minute maybe that all that started going down? I mean, don't the training kick in? Like, let's block them so you can't pull off? I mean, am I asking stupid questions?
Well, when you're in a fight, when your partner's in a fight,
two people in a fight, right?
You're going to try to jump in there. You're not thinking about, oh, let me get the car and move it around. You're trying to, you know, because they're all trying to jump in there because that's a big dude. He was a big dude trying to get him out of the car. So,
but we didn't see the lady at all the lady cop trying to get involved at all. You just hear her yelling.
We did hear his partner crying for someone to put it in park.
Yeah.
How many times?
We did hear that too. Yeah.
I want to give a
quick
shout out.
When the guy stepped out of the car and the officer gave a quick pat. When the officer pulled him out of the car and did a quick pat down, you don't know what the officer felt. Did he feel a weapon? Why? And I'm not. It's easy to sit back and you're right. And Kevin, you're asking great questions by all means. There's nothing wrong with them. And it's very easy to sit back and watch this and go, would have, could have, should have. And I guarantee you, every officer involved in this did that exact same thing.
Right.
Even though this is a 3-minute video, this happens in the blink of an eye when you're involved in it.
Right.
And confined space fighting is some of the worst fighting ever because you can't get any leverage. You can't get any good strikes in.
Right.
So the officer hitting him was thick. That guy was built. So, you know, it wasn't just a situation. When the guy went to drive away, I said, you have an officer in that car at that point. You know, this guy's trying to find for some reason an officer in the car. That's straight up.
Who's doing that?
They're gonna go deadly force at that point.
I want to give a quick shout out to the Sancho Army, Johnny D, Brown Eyes Girl, Southern H, Ed, Taze, Randy, and Kev. Welcome to the members group, the Sancho Army group. And it's as low as 99 cents if you guys want to join. Please click that join button and be on the cool list like these these awesome 7 people are that are in the Sancho armies. So.
It's not worth
Harry,
99 cents.
So let me, because like I said, I got out of the StreamYards by accident when I was when the video was on. So they were pulled over for a traffic violation, and he asked them to step out of the car. Is that what it was? And then the dude tried to get back in the car, and then the officer grabbed him.
Yeah, he stepped out, did a quick pat down, looked like, and the guy, I couldn't tell if he told me back in the car or the guy got back in the car. And that's when everything escalated.
All right. So let's, you guys want to move on from this subject?
Well,
Keep it moving or what?
Hey, somebody, Pear's asking, I'm still not sure why they needed to pull him out of the car for a simple traffic violation. Well, according to the Supreme Court, officers do not have to justify a reason to pull you out of the car. There's 2 Supreme Court cases, Maryland v. Wilson and Pennsylvania v. Mims. Pennsylvania v. Mims was the original case. The court stated that an officer, for reasons of officer safety, whatever, can ask the driver of a vehicle to step out of a vehicle. And then Maryland v. Wilson, which came later in the 90s, Pennsylvania v. Mims was in the 70s. Maryland v. Wilson extended that ruling to the passengers of the vehicle as well, just the driver.
All right. Good answer there. Let's go to the next body cam, shall we, guys?
Is it the one I sent you?
It's the one you sent me.
This is a really good one for training.
I was going to play this one.
This is a good video, and it's a great training video. We actually shown it already for training. So when I ask you to pause it, because I want to pause it right away once the kid's seen.
All right. Are you ready for me to play it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Why are you running, dude?
Right now?
I'm going to pause it right there. So everyone gets a lot of, especially auditors, and I'm not trying to single them out, and cop watchers. Everyone gets like a hard on for cops when we are so passionate about show me your hands, show me your hands. The first thing, and this is not slamming this officer, but this officer is phenomenal in this video. But the first thing you see in this video is this kid's got something in his left hand. It just stands out to you. And as the video progresses, you'll see it more and more. And this officer got lackadaisical for a minute. And the call was basically a mental health check. Social services came to this kid's house and said that he has to come with them. He was being committed. Florida has something called the Baker Act. You can be committed for up to 72 hours when found temporarily incompetent. So they're trying to Baker Act this kid, take him in, and he fled from the house, and the officers pursued him. So at this point, the cop caught up to him. The cop does a great job trying to de-escalate the situation and trying to disarm the kid verbally and talking to him. And then go ahead and hit play from here, Sancho, please. But watch the kid left hand the whole time also.
Come on.
Viewer discretion's advised, everybody.
Are you scared? Yeah.
A week ago or 2 weeks ago, you said? Hi, Laura.
October 11th.
Laura Shark's in the house, everybody.
Hey,
Laura.
Look, running's not going to help. All right? One, I run a lot. Okay? On the side trail, I'm here with him. Hold on. Look,
you can tell
we're
the
going to
kids
walk
with the
back,
flight or flight
okay?
syndrome right now.
Okay?
It's difficult. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you so much. It's difficult to kind of get in his head right now, with
just watch his eyes though.
Right. But the space he's in, etc.
Now,
oh yeah.
The thing of it is, you're still not in trouble.
Thank you, Pierre.
But obviously I can't trust you not to run anywhere. All right? So, come on. Come on. I'm going to put you in handcuffs for now. Okay?
Oh. All right. So for those who don't know, I'm going to slowly go back to it.
Come on. Come on. I'm going to put you in handcuffs for now. Okay?
So right when the arms grab, the individual with his left hand proceeds to reach over and stab the officer in the neck.
Oh, I see the knife. Yep.
It was a huge knife too.
You can see it a little blur right there. I can see the outline right there. See it right there?
There.
Yep.
Right there. That's the outline of it right there.
Yeah.
He's like Michael Myers in him right now. Trying to stab him. And then he threw the knife at him after the fact too, which can also take an eye out.
Lord, this happened back October 11th.
October 11th, Laura, right?
Yeah.
October 11th.
Down in Tampa, Florida.
He shot me. He's got a knife. Hey, stop! Stop! Stop it!
Pause it right there for a second.
Sure.
So one of the questions that were posed, someone else brought up earlier on another video I was watching someone with this with, was why did the officer have justification to shoot this guy at this point? And absolutely, the officer was he could have easily shot this kid and ended it right then and there. Even though the kid's fleeing, he's a fleeing felon who just tried to kill an officer. And that is deadly force. That means you don't know if there's another deputy coming up the sidewalk. You don't know if there's a person walking the dog coming up the sidewalk. This kid's obviously having a mental order, in which it sucks. But deadly force would have been justified in this situation. So, go ahead.
All right, let me. Let's go.
Stop! Stop right now! I got him a good point. Stop right now! Stop! Nick!
Kind of going in slow motion a little.
Stop! Stop right now! Put it down! Drop the knife! Throw it to the side!
Training moment there. One of the things the cop
Put your hands behind your back! Put it behind your back right now!
Hold on, let me pause it.
Put your hands behind your...
Sorry. Say it again.
The officer, again, I'm not criticizing this officer by any means. He's got stabbed in the neck by this kid. But one of the things you never want to do is lay your weapon down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura, you said it perfectly. This cop stayed in the fight. He just got stabbed in the neck. He doesn't know how bad he's injured. And he went after this kid, didn't even hesitate. And
now, he threw the knife at the officer, so he wasn't armed with anything.
No,
correct?
I didn't see where he threw the knife at the officer. He still has a knife in his hand when he gets tased.
Really? I thought he threw the knife at the officer.
No, that's why the officer he gives him like 2 or 3 rides with the taser before the kid finally throws it.
Wow, so that's a conversation changer. He was still armed.
Did Harry? Did you see what Flash in the Pan said?
No, hold on, let me get back there.
Oh no, I think he was complimenting us.
No.
And the one thing I'll give Flash credit for.
Why didn't the cop ask to see his hands before you grabbed them? Common sense.
Totally agree. Again, this kid was having a mental episode, and the cop was trying to be as empathetic and sympathetic as possible.
Right.
And unfortunately, when you're in this situation, sometimes you get tunnel vision.
Right.
You want to help the person so bad that you don't think he's a threat to you. And unfortunately, everyone can be a threat to you, from a 12-year-old kid up to an 80-year-old grandmother. And like I said, I'm not critiquing this officer by any means. He did a phenomenal job in not killing this kid for one, and staying in the fight and taking this kid in custody alive. There are some sayings in here for training that you look at. They say you never want to lay your gun on the sidewalk. What if the kid did just jump up and grab the weapon? What if the kid started fighting him again? He doesn't have his weapon. What if the kid pulled out a gun? There's just a million things go through your mind when you see that. But this officer, again, stayed in the fight. The kid had the probes in him really good, thank God. And I'm glad it ended the way it did.
Put your hands behind your back! Put it behind your back right now! Put your hands behind your...
Yeah, there's a second round.
Put your hands behind your back now! Turn over! Turn over! Show you 33. Am I waiting?
I think it's pretty much ended here. They take him into custody.
Yeah, you got you okay?
They give the cop a wound patch to put on his neck. He walks out to the ambulance. The officer was treated and released later on at Hillsborough Hospital.
End of story on that one?
Yeah, the kid was taken into custody for an event. He was charged with multiple attempted murders, aggravated assault, fleeing an officer. If the kid was really having a mental episode, I doubt he'll be convicted of those. It'd most likely be a guilty by insanity or something like that.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
As always.
Sorry. What's everyone's thoughts on that before we go to the next one?
He'll end up in a home right across the street from somebody.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can never, like I said, the cop would have been justified if he had shot him, like Harry said, because he just committed a violent felony act by attempting to kill that officer by stabbing him in the neck. So he would have been justified. He didn't for whatever reason. So and he was able to tase him. So I mean, it's different. I mean, like I said, when you're in that situation, you can put somebody through a scenario, and every single person's going to make different decisions. You know, it's just you never know what people will do.
And adrenaline does strange things to your body you normally wouldn't do.
Exactly.
Like I said, when you play this video back and you watch it, when the first time I seen this, instantly my eyes went to that kid's hand. Why is his body bladed?
Yep.
And that's one of the things that we look for. I mean, and everyone jumps down our throat. And if you want, I'll show a video from one of Sancho's favorite people, Gums, him yelling at the cop about having his hands in his pocket. This is why cops are so sensitive about people having their hands in their pocket. You can say that
Gums.
It's not against the law. You're right, it's not. But my safety comes before anything else, and they have the right to do that.
I got a question for both officers.
Sure.
In your respective states, what can be done with someone who is that, or let's say has been declared mentally incompetent, and they commit a crime?
Well, we have something in the state of Georgia called 1013. I think it's very similar to the Baker Act or a 5150. Basically, the person, if they commit a crime, they get evaluated. Now they can be charged, but the charges will probably get dismissed or dropped because because of their mental state, probably.
Right, they're found incompetent.
Exactly, they'll be found incompetent to stand trial. So
right, and that's pretty much nationwide. I mean, the goal of cops is not to just arrest and house everybody. Believe it or not, they do want to see them get help. Like I said, this kid was charged with multiple felonies. Personally, and like I said, in Florida, I doubt he'll be convicted. I agree with Matt. Most likely he'll be pled down.
Right.
It's tragic. Thank God the cop did not die. And to flash in the pan, no, the cop was not a rookie. One of the things I challenge you to, Flash, if you want to come up on the panel, please come up on the panel. Sancho doesn't mind if you want to have a discussion with us. One of the things I challenge
Laura's coming up.
Oh, cool. One of the things I challenge you to, Flash, is go to your local police department and ask them to run you through some scenarios. They're actually doing that more and more these days with civilians, where they give you scenarios, how you would handle those situations, and see how different it is in real life.
Hey, Laura.
Sitting back and watching a video.
Welcome, Laura.
The reason I asked that question
sure,
is because I have 2 group homes in my neighborhood. One has 3 clients that are male right across the street from me. Around the corner, I got one that houses 3 females. One of the males in the house across the street from me, I have witnessed being violent to another client. Within a week of their arrival in this town and in this home, 2 of them got out loose in the street and accosted my daughter. Luckily for her, she was walking a neighbor's dog. Thankfully, it was a young dog, got excited, started jumping, scared the 2 of them back to the house.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of wondering, having witnessed that one being violent on another client and having the attendant do nothing, what can be done with these people?
Well, a lot of times what happens, and you're kind of outside the scope of Matt and I both, because we're not lawyers. We don't make legal decisions.
Yeah.
As a rule of thumb, though, in a situation like that, if someone's found guilty by reason of insanity, they can be housed until they are found to be sane again. So if you have someone who's simply mentally handicapped for their life, theoretically, a simple felony really realistically could lead possibly to a life sentence until they're found mentally competent again. Ed brings up, like, in California, it's a 5150, which is a Van Halen song. But it, you know, you're kind of outside the scope of us, of what we can say. I mean, except, you know, I wish I had a better answer for you. I don't have a great answer. You know, it's every jurisdiction's different, every state's different. It's just kind of, unfortunately, I hate saying this, it is what it is, and you have to go through the process.
Yeah.
You have to keep an eye on your daughter, keep an eye on those neighborhoods.
Yeah, well, luckily now my daughter's out of state. She was at college for 4 years, and she's been out of state again in another state for 2 for her master's. The interesting part about it is they could kill each other and be incarcerated for a short time, come right back out.
Oh, absolutely. There's been several cases with serial killers where they were found mentally incompetent and they went to prison or a psych ward for 4 or 5, 6, 7 years, and then they're found competent all of a sudden again.
You remember that guy? He beheaded somebody on a bus. I mean, I know it was probably Canada.
No, you're right, 100%.
And he was let go. Yeah, he was. I mean, 10 years later or something, they let him go.
Even John Lennon's killer, he was found reasonably incompetent. I think he did maybe 10, 15 years in jail for killing John Lennon and got out.
Oh, that's right.
The guy who tried to kill Reagan, who was obsessed with Jodie Foster,
John
he did like 15, 20 years in prison, and then finally got out. They found him mentally competent. It's not a perfect answer by any means.
I got a question though.
Sure.
Back to the. I'm sorry, I'm going off topic from the mentally insane. I'm trying to figure out how to word this right, but I'm thinking like use of force. When I've read documents, it says something along the lines of if like officer or an officer of this, would have done the same. I'm sorry, I'm probably not wording this. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like when
it's
Laura, you're talking about a reasonable officer. So you're talking about the Graham v. Connor standard that the Supreme Court said to evaluate use of force cases. And that use of force standard states that an officer will be evaluated by the court by what a reasonable officer would have done in the knowing the facts and circumstances that that officer had at the time of the use of force.
So that I mean, I understand that, but when you look at like real life situations, it's like, there's such a difference in the way officers react. Like this situation, this kid lived. I mean, in all honesty, I'm shocked. Like
right.
Most cases you would think that he would have been shot or, something a little more would happen. And then so it always makes me wonder, like, how is that even, is that even real? Like you could even attest to whether another officer would do the same thing? Because obviously there's such vast differences in response.
Absolutely. It goes back to the threat and assessment. Like I said, the officer was legally justified. He could have shot that kid in the back very easily and been justified in doing it. A lot of it does go to training, expertise, your knowledge, what you feel your capabilities are, how bad you're wounded. There is no blanket answer saying, yes, every officer will handle the situation exactly the same way. I can't answer the question how I would respond in that situation.
Right.
Thank God for that kid, the officer handled the way he did. And the case that Matt mentions, this is, and a lot of people don't understand that. They think that the qualified immunity is what protects officers. Graham v. Connor is actually what protects officers from a lot of these cases where they're found not guilty. And as Matt mentioned, it's the reasonableness of another officer where you can't armchair the quarterback what happened in that flash of a moment. These are quickly evolving situations, and the courts are required to see it that way. And all the decisions aren't popular by any means.
Yeah.
And when you watch a 25 or 30-second clip of something, it looks fucking horrendous. But again, it's what the perspective of that officer is going through at that moment.
And so, I mean, my thing with it is that why I have a problem with, in my opinion, that like officers aren't held accountable in certain situations, because I don't even feel like there is something to compare it to when it's in that wording. It's like, I mean, this is, I mean, he stabbed him in the neck and he stayed in the fight, and that's, like I don't have anything bad to say to the officer, and I guess I just would try to consider the fact that when I watch something when they shoot him, and then in my mind, and I know that an instant like this happened, so he didn't have to kill him, and that's just a thing I guess I struggle with. Like, well, other officers wouldn't have killed the guy. Why did this other guy kill the guy anyway? So.
Well, also too, you got to remember we're human beings. We make individual decisions, and we're not robots, so we all don't follow the same. Yes, we all receive. In a lot of, especially, the state, you receive the same training, but how you conduct yourself, that's going to be up to a lot of different factors, like Harry said. So,
and the police officer sounded like he knew the kid too, so he probably had a little more reserved.
Or you think he was
the kid, but he was trained.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Laura.
No, I'm sorry. You're just exactly I don't know if he even knew him personally. I think he was just doing the rundown or something.
I think he knew the kid.
Well, he said his name, I think, but just because he may just have tried to, because that's a technique of
probably called on him.
That's a technique of something called crisis intervention training that police officers can receive when they're dealing with people that are mentally unstable or going through a crisis. Is to use the person's name, treat him like a human being, and talk to him and like on that level. And so he's trying to de-escalate the kid and the situation. He did it and like I said, I'm not trying to armchair quarterback him, because I think, you can't. He had his reasons for doing whatever he did, but he should have been a little bit more safe, I think, about the way he did it,
Absolutely. It's a great training video. Taze asked me how many people have I shot and how many times have I drawn my weapon in anger? Well, by the grace of God, I've never shot anybody. I've never drawn my weapon in anger. I've drawn my weapon hundreds of times, if not thousands of times, and never had to use it, thank God. So I'm not sure I know you and I joke around quite a bit sometimes in Discord. I think that's kind of just taking a jab, joking around, but it's not something that cops take lightly, drawing their weapons ever.
We got one more video before we'll open up the panel, have a little open discussion if you guys want. Daytona Beach. I want to get everyone's thoughts on it. Laura, please pause, jump in, any questions you have. Viewer discretion is advised. No music. No music. No. I ain't getting hit with copyright strikes. I'm better than this now. I'm not going to do it.
This is August 29th of this year also.
Yep.
Something serious if he's got a long gun.
Yep.
They don't bring those to pajama parties.
I thought we did this video before.
Yeah, I think
Your discretion's advised, everybody.
Oh yeah, this is. Oh, I know what this one is.
Yeah, we did this video before, Sancho.
You already watched this, Sancho.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is where the guy unloads on him in the house.
Yep.
We saw this already?
I'm sorry?
We did see this. Everyone's thinking we saw this. Everyone,
takes the M4 in the house with him, unloads it.
Oh.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, go ahead and play for Laura then.
You want to see it for Laura?
Go ahead.
All right.
Laura. We love Laura.
Let me
No, don't watch it again.
It's humor. You can just cut to that one part. Or I can watch it later. Don't worry.
No, it's a good video. I mean,
yeah, it is a good video.
Take a nap, Bowden.
Just as long as, Laura, you promise to look very close to the screen.
I am staring straight. My nose is up to that. No kidding.
Shit's about to go down.
All right.
Hey, sir, she don't live up. I mean, she stayed up. The girl inside of her, a light-skinned girl, and the dude that's with the gun. I think he ended up, or he just jumped out the window. I'm not sure. Okay.
Can you pause it for a second?
Yes.
Sancho? To give Laura a little background. So the cops know that there's a wanted subject inside this residence, and they're trying to confirm. They know he's in there, and they're trying to confirm with one of the residents he's in there. And she's kind of doing the dance, saying, "No, I don't know who's in there. That's not my house, or I don't know who's all sleeping in there." And it kind of goes from there. So
they know nothing.
All right.
I'm gonna do one more after this, so we have a fresh one. Oh, I remember this one. This is still no. I remember this one.
Yeah.
Police department, show me your hands! Hands! Hands!
He's in that door.
Hands! Go!
Cop just got shot in the chest.
Fuck
Put the gun down.
There you go, Laura.
Jesus.
Yeah. He,
So what happens from here on out, Laura? What happens is they light the guy up. The guy does die. There was actually a civilian in the bedroom, and somehow she did not get hit by anything.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, they already knew that he had guns, right?
Yeah, I can't remember if he was one for a homicide or aggravated.
Why would they go in there like so out? I don't know. Anyway, like it's easy
no,
to.
you're right. They went in there heavy. I mean, they knew someone bad was in there.
But he kind of went in there without taking going behind a corner. I don't know. It's I guess that's just.
Well, he I mean, he saw the issue is so traditionally when you clear just an apartment like that, you want to look. There's 3 things that you're looking for when you're clearing rooms or buildings. There the 3 P's: places, portals, and people. So different things that people could be hiding behind, rooms, and then you're looking for any body in particular. The issue that I had with his now, but I mean, he's fine. It was he ran past those. I mean, he could see that room, what was all in that room, but then he ran past a door, 2 doorways, one across, and there could have been somebody in the bathroom or that side room hiding there. But he was chasing after the suspect that was in there. So.
And he also got shot, right?
Yeah, he
got
got
the chest. His vest stopped the bullet.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see the new viewer discretion is advised for this next body cam. Here we go. No music. No music. I got copyright strike for music because they were playing music.
As long as you talk over it.
I yelled over it, and they still copyright strike. Yeah, I Irish talked. Ginger soul, as they call it.
Thank you, Taze. I've seen you on Massholes.
That's my
Hello,
guy.
sir. How you doing today?
Taze is my guy.
Good. This vehicle comes back as having no insurance on it. Are you aware of that?
This is my wife's view. My car, they have insurance on it through the loan company.
Okay. All right. Have you got any identification, sir? Yes, sir. No, sir, I don't. What's
All right. Nothing's going on right now, right, Laura? It's nice and calm.
Oh, okay. My wallet was stolen.
Exchanging information. Nothing wrong, right?
Over at the,
at the
library. Gotcha. Okay.
Nice and harmless.
That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't like the position of his camera.
What's up, man?
This is in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. August 2019.
Have you got a driver's license? You just don't have it with you?
Bodycam angle is useless.
What do you mean?
I have a driver's license out of Wyoming.
Okay.
Some of the shots are horrendous.
I'm not sure. Okay. I'm going to be honest. No, I appreciate that.
I mean, it's not ball cam. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those shots are very rare to achieve, and only a few people can do ball cam. I mean,
but there's still like an obvious, I don't know. Anyway,
got a middle name or an.
Oh, they look away from the scene. Yeah, they shift their body a certain way sometimes. I mean, some of them do, not all of them.
Any warrants I need? What for? Anything felony?
Yeah, firearm charges. What?
Okay. What would it be, or what's the charge? What?
Yeah, Yoda, that happened for 4 months. I think we're past that now.
Okay.
Are there children in that car?
What?
Is there kids in the car? Do I hear children?
Do I hear children?
Or outside, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
One from 753. It came back as no insurance.
No, they didn't report me.
Hey, if you're not too far away, come back over here. I know you're en route to a call, but I'll need you for a minute just inside the gate. Can I smoke a cigarette? Please, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so nice of you.
That's fine. I just got a car that was
Nice and
involved
calm,
in a
huh?
shots fired here that's occupied.
Nice.
This car actually was involved in shots fired just about
Shots
a month
fired
ago.
call.
What the hell? No, sir. I promise you. It was. I didn't say the suspects were using this. It was just involved. I haven't pulled up the actual full report and looking at it, but that's part of the reason that I'm.
Did they say the vehicle was suspect?
So basically, well, the original reason, there's two primary reasons for him stopping the vehicle. No, vehicle is coming back, doesn't have insurance, and then number two, the vehicle is also potentially involved in a scene where gunshots were exchanged. Maybe it was a drive-by or something. Now, just because it's involved doesn't mean that's the suspect. Involved could be, and he's explaining that to the guy. Could be, it could be, the victim. It could be a witness. Or it could be the suspect. So, but or he could be, like I said, maybe the officer does know, because officers are allowed to lie to people. That he could be that vehicle is suspected, and he's just kind of telling the guy right now so he doesn't freak out. So,
And talking to you about the insurance thing as well as this car was involved, and I kind of want to find out if it was a victim car or what the involvement was, if that makes sense. Can I see that Horizon card right there?
This is my homie friends.
Okay. Does he know you've got it?
Yes, sir, he does.
Okay. What was his name again? I'm sorry.
Glenn.
Glenn?
Yeah, Glen. Is it 2 N's or 1? I'm not sure. 2 N's.
Is your homie in the back there?
No, he's not.
We got a couple of homies though back there, huh?
Wow. You say your Verizon card?
It's a possession.
A Verizon
Yeah, I'm
card?
not sure. I
What's
got
that?
a Verizon card and it was green.
I don't think it's a Verizon car.
I think maybe
Card.
Multiple people were in the car though.
It was a card.
So
Like
It was like a debit card or something.
yeah,
Okay.
You said Verizon card.
card. The D. Ends with the D.
it might be like their EBT cards or something, or
Right.
Okay. He's like, is it yours? Are you letting? Like, no.
What's up?
No, I can't.
It kind of looks like a Verizon car without the logo on it though.
What?
I could see why you would think that.
With the D, dude.
Yeah, it looks like a Verizon car.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
If it was-
I didn't say you could get out of the car
Yeah.
and smoke a cigarette. Fine.
Stop it a minute.
Right here in the car.
Oh, here we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, I didn't see we got the little girl in there, so let's hold off on the cigarette then.
I knew there was a kid in there.
Little girls in there. Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah. It,
Goodness.
if it was I'll tell you this for a fact. If it was a Verizon car, it would have lettering on the back identifying it, and it would also have a ID number on the back, because all Verizon vehicles, whether they're leased or owned, have that on there for calling in maintenance.
Thank you for that tidbit.
Let's just keep the door shut,
Why? You don't mind me asking, sir?
because you're detained.
For what, though?
Because you're involved in, you're in the vehicle.
Oh, no. I literally live right here. I just got in the car, sir. Literally, I live right where my mom.
So they're focused on the individual. Pretty much everyone's detained because this vehicle
Is that the
was
driver blurred?
was mentioned in a shooting. And yeah, here we go.
You go get her and have her come out.
No.
Please, sir?
No.
Why not?
I've already told you no. You're detained. You're in the vehicle.
So is he the only one detained, or is everyone in the car detained? Everyone.
Sancho, you're roboting.
I'm roboting?
you are a little bit.
How am I roboting?
I didn't hear him, robot.
Audio sound dragon.
Yeah, neither did I.
Really quick, really short. All right. You good? Come on, you're killing me.
Shut up and play the video.
Yeah, I don't robot. Stop fucking with me.
Play the video.
You're gonna stay right here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Are we closing the door? Sir, please, can I close the door?
Why?
Because you I don't know, sir. I've just got really bad anxiety, sir. I just got out of jail the other 2-3 days ago, sir.
Oh,
For what?
Because I ran from the cops.
Okay. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Richie Santiago.
Richie Santiago.
Yes, sir.
Where'd you run from the police from?
From up the street, sir.
Just around here?
Yes.
How come you ran?
Because I'm stupid.
Okay. Did you have
I was
warrants
about to
or
do
something like
stupid
that? Or
things.
what? So you just went to jail for running?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it was
Stupid.
kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. No, and that's. I don't know if you overheard me telling the driver, but this vehicle was involved in a pretty serious crime a little while ago. So it's more the fact that I want to detain the vehicle, find out who's in it, what it's involved with, and everything like that. If you've got no warrants or anything like that, I'll double check your information. I'll get you out of here as quick as I can. I've got another officer that's literally about 10 seconds away and pulling up, and then that way I can get people's names and information. As long as you've got no involvement in this case that I've got pulled up on my computer.
What case is that, sir?
It's a shots fired.
From where?
Here.
Oh, okay, for sure.
That's why it's concerning to me. I see a vehicle involved in a shots fired right here at this address. It's kind of one of those ones I go, nah, that's probably...
So obviously, because of what we're learning, this is a little escalated, no?
It's not escalated at this point. You're a little more alert. What's going on around?
Yeah. A little bit more on your toes.
There's some people I want to talk to with,
Right?
right?
A lot more stupid, right?
A little bit more on your toes. So we're gonna now we're gonna go to another body cam shot of this.
Like a
Second officer arrives, Laura.
backup.
Backups arrived.
I don't know.
Right.
The guy wasn't nervous already now.
Okay.
Oh, where's the child?
He's about to get more nervous with more officers
Well,
arriving.
we'll try and clear that up as best we can. All right, so what we're
Child,
making,
the child's in the car.
R-I-C-H-I-E,
No.
S-A-N,
So the guy is stupid with fire.
1213,
Right.
89. Okay. Do me a favor, come around on this side. Hold on, bud. We're not getting there yet. Sit down.
Oh.
Relax. We're going to keep the driver and passenger right here, make sure everybody else stays there. We're going to double check these guys real quick, and I'm going to pull up the case that I was talking about.
You can watch his eyes. His eyes tell everything.
Literally just got in the vehicle. You live here? Yeah. What's your address here? 731. 731. I just got out of jail and I just moved here. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, he's not a good liar.
You got any warrants, boss? No, I just got out of jail.
Damn, if I was the driver, I'd be like,
Hey Sancho, can I say something real quick?
Sure, please do.
Okay, because I gotta change my tire. I got a flat. So I just wanted to come up to straighten something out with Harry. Harry, I wasn't trying to insinuate that you're like a cop that shoots a lot. My point was most cops go through the whole career and never ever draw their weapon.
Oh, absolutely. But
And that was just.
I didn't take it that way, and like I said, there was no offense taken. Like I said, I wasn't sure what the comment was. Like I said, I've seen you in Masshole on the weekends and on Thursdays and stuff, and I love a lot of the comments and stuff you put. That's the reason I questioned it. There's no offense taken, buddy. It's all good.
Okay, that's it. And also, you said you see me in Discord. I don't go to Discord.
No,
So.
you're right. I missed it. It wasn't Discord. Like I said, I've seen
There's a lot of names in Discord that we get confused
Yeah.
on who's
Hey, but hey, one serious question though, Harry. So, I'm retired, but when I did work, I wasn't a cop or didn't work for a police department, but I worked with a lot of agencies.
Right.
And I used to ask cops all the time, what percentage of cops do you think really probably shouldn't be out here? And I have a number that, in my head, what do you think?
I've been very fortunate in my career because I've worked with many different agencies, different task force, and everything. I've honestly never run across anyone. I take it back. I ran across one person that I didn't feel should be on the job. If I had to guess, and this is just total my opinion, just guessing,
Right.
I'd probably say 3 to 5%.
Really? Because I'll tell you, my number is much higher, and I was really surprised because it was very consistent across the board from different agencies, different officers, and the number that they all pretty much came up with. And I'm not talking. It was probably 25%, and I'm not talking about somebody that's not as.
You want to ask Matt as well? He's in law
Oh, is Matt cop too?
Yeah.
Okay, well now I'm getting real nervous. I'm getting surrounded.
Ask Matt.
Hey, Matt.
I'll answer questions.
Put your hands
Matt,
on the
I
hood.
don't
and ask
answer
Matt.
questions. Yeah.
Put your hands on the hood and ask Matt the question.
What do you say, Matt?
I would probably say maybe, and I'm going to lowball it. I'm going to say 1 to 2% of officers that get through hiring. Now, the reason I say that is because I don't know how long ago that was when you spoke to officers and how long you were, talking all this. But things changed a lot over the years, and
Yeah, I still see a lot of these guys on a fairly regular basis, but yeah, and I'm in an area that it's not like small town. It's where the police departments, the number of cops are as big as some small towns. You know what I mean?
I guess my question to you, Tate, is when you say you shouldn't be on the job, what are you basing that on? Is that alcoholism? Is that based on
Well, it wasn't based on anything. I want to know what their opinion. I'm not saying, hey, this cop is not as good as that cop over there, or this. I want to know how many cops do you think in your department, if you were to put a number on it, shouldn't even have the badge on, or at least shouldn't work on the street, and consistently across different agencies, the number I kept getting was 25%.
That's subjective.
Yeah, it's really
Of
subjective.
course it is. Of course it is. But they're the ones that are in it,
Right.
and you would think that they're the ones that would lowball.
You're right. The one thing I would say, especially for new officers, and I'm not trying to slam Matt because Matt's a relatively new officer. I've got 17 years doing law enforcement. The one thing they don't teach officers, and I've said this all along throughout my career, and I made the same mistake coming out of the academy. They give you a badge, they give you a shiny badge, a shiny new gun, cool little handcuffs, all kinds of cool old bat utility belt. But they don't teach you how to interact with people. They teach you the laws, they teach you defensive tactics, they teach you driving. And I'll use myself as an example. I came out of the academy, I was badge heavy. I thought my shit didn't stink. And I forgot how to talk to people. And that's 99% of this job is verbal judo and just talking to people and learning how to communicate with people.
Right.
And most of the time you can de-escalate a situation just as easy with your mouth as you can a weapon. And it's
Well, how long was your training after the academy? I mean, they don't just throw you out there. You got
your
training officers, right?
And honestly, it's another. I'm glad you mentioned that because a misconception is that we go to my academy was 4.5 months long, and everyone's misconception is once you come out of the academy, that's all you have. Like I said, I've got 17 years on the job, and your training is nonstop every day. It's like it's watching videos like that Hillsborough officer video. It's talking to other officers. It's law classes. It's staying up to date on Supreme Court rulings. It's defensive tactics training, escalation training. I mean, your training never stops from day one to, like I said, the day you retire. And if it does stop and you let it stop, you're at fault for that. The resources are out there. So, it's just, there's a huge misconception that you stop getting trained when you're doing this. My department, like with our weapons, we qualify every 3 months with our guns. Some agencies are once a year, maybe twice a year if you're lucky. We do defensive tactics every 4 months, every quarter. Like I said, we have online law classes we constantly throughout the year we have to take to stay up to date on the laws. And that's that way pretty much with every agency, every department throughout the United States. So you never stop learning. And like watching that Hillsborough officer video, like I said, I have the utmost respect for that officer. I think he did a wonderful job. But watching those videos, you see areas that you never want to put yourself in that situation. The guy flashed in the pan and there is critiquing the officer saying that he should have done this, he should have done that. You're right, he should have done different things differently. But when you're trying to be human, and sometimes, and especially the political environment we're in right now, a lot of officers are afraid to handle things they would have handled in the past, to be prosecuted for something that in the past would have been a blatant rule of good shooting or a good use of force. So officers are putting their lives in more jeopardy based on the political environment right now.
So let me say something too. I had a completely different academy experience than I would say about 90% of law enforcement officers. I went to police academy for 4 years technically because the academy that I went to was in conjunction with getting a college degree. And so, how
many times they wake you up in the dorm to go PT?
Well, it's a degree program. So you would do obviously your criminal justice courses, and then you would do some police training. Now, I was also in the military program at this university as well too, but I didn't go into the Army. So, even though I was for 4 years, even though 4 years of different kinds of training, different speakers coming to talk to us, and different knowledge, Harry's right. A lot of it, when you get out there on the streets, is knowing what to say, to people and talk to people, because you are interacting with people, and I'm not a very, by nature, I'm not a very confrontational person. So, for example, sometimes, like, and I noticed this during my training, like when situations were getting a little heavy, I would kind of not know what to say because I'm just not a confrontational. So now slowly over time, you start to, after watching your officers handle situations, after talking to your training officer who's, he's got more experience, and then just going out and, doing the scenario again, you start to learn, okay, this is how you talk to people. This is how you handle this situation. This is how, but you still, even though you think, okay, well, I know how to handle a fraud report, for example, a computer fraud report. You still, every situation is going to be a little bit different. So you're constantly learning and building on the knowledge, so.
Well, it sounds to me like, a recruit going in the academy, if they've got some street smart, is a benefit. Hey, listen, I got one more thing to say if I can, and then I got to get to changing this tire. So I think it was Kev that took exception to your comment, calling your comment ignorant. Was that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say ignorance or saying something is ignorant. It's not saying it's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, ignorance just means that you don't know it. The kid.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It doesn't have that much hurtful
I mean,
connotation.
a kid is ignorant to the fact that 2 + 2 = 4 until you teach him that. That doesn't mean the kid's stupid. He just hasn't been taught that yet.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't take it as he was calling him stupid. I took it as he didn't like the comment.
Right.
And everybody in the show and in chat should be able to say their opinion without being called ignorant.
Like,
well,
in my opinion.
Kev, you and I go back a long way, and what you just said right there was pretty ignorant. Just kidding, man. Just kidding. Hey, I took it as that he just didn't have enough knowledge on the subject to really comment on it. That's how I took it. But
well, and like I said, maybe I could.
That was just me.
Well, if you look at the comment, it was.
Maybe Matt's having a little bit of a stressful week, and people need to be a little bit more considerate from him. How about that?
Hold on,
Well, but if you're, aren't you held at a higher standard though?
Absolutely.
So my whole thing is,
you're holding to a higher standard than you and me, but you can't hold them to an impossible standard.
Am I allowed to talk, please?
Yes, you are.
Okay, go ahead.
No, and like what he was saying, I was not trying to be derogatory towards anybody. I was using the term ignorant as, does not know. If it came across that way, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. And maybe I should pick a different word. There's obviously, some confusion surrounding,
Yeah, that's where I took it. And that just goes to show you that you and I are the only two people here who aren't ignorant.
Right.
Well, look. I look at it like this: the cops work for us, and I'm not allowed to tell my boss he's ignorant. I got to be respectful. So until I break the law, he needs to be respectful to me and other people that have not broke the law. That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
Can you go up to Yoda Doug's tool collection?
I got to jump down. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the map, Sensor.
Fix that tire, my guy. Please be safe.
Can you go up to Yoda Doug's tool collecting channel?
That's my guy, Yoda.
He it's a great statement he made.
Lethal Weapon University.
Cops are just normal people, so that 3% ratio sounds a little biased. Do people get good customer service out of their officers, or is that a joke? I don't want to say it's a joke, but you have to keep in mind it's not customer service. We're not customer service reps. I have to be polite and professional to you. That does not translate to customer service. It's the same misconception that when someone demands to see a supervisor, that we have to stop what we're doing and get a supervisor and stop the arrest. That's the furthest from the truth. Customer service skills are a huge part of the job, especially as you grow older and you learn you don't want to fight people anymore. That you'd rather talk to them and have them cooperate rather than go hands-on with somebody. But it's a misconception that it has to be a customer service position like you're at Walmart or Target. We are humans. And one of the things I've been saying for a long time, especially right now with everything going on, and Sancho and I've had this conversation on this panel several times, is the mental stress that goes on to an officer on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And alcoholism in domestic violence is a real issue in law enforcement. and it needs to be addressed. And how it needs to be addressed, I don't know the answer to it. For whatever reason, I'm very lucky in my, if you want to say mental fortitude or whatever it is.
Right.
But it does wear on people differently. Officers do have a high level of PTSD from the stuff they see every day, and they hear every day, and they're called every day. These officers that are in these riots out in Portland every day, especially African American officers who had to stand there for 8, 9, 10 hours being belittled by their own peers or their own family members, their own friends in their neighborhood because of the job they do. You know, it's disgusting, and it does wear on people mentally. But bottom line is, cops are human beings.
Well, that goes both ways, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, you pull a guy over who's might be speeding a little bit, and he's had a stressful day, and he gets maybe a little mouthy with you. Are you going to hold him to the same standards that you're saying for yourself as we speak?
I'd be lying if I said yes, to be honest with you. And I'll use a great example. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Auditing USA, Glenn Serio, who
Yes.
is the biggest vile piece of shit.
Auditing America. Just what about
No,
stop?
that's not Selmo. That's not him. This is Glenn Serio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He has a list. So anyway, a couple months ago, Glenn got pulled over, and I'm sorry, his car broke down in Portland. The officer pulled up behind him, turned his lights on, walks up to Glenn in a very friendly manner. Hey, what's going on? How can I help you? And typical Glenn goes off on his tirade and fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. You can't do this. You can't arrest me. I'll sweep your leg, blah, blah, blah. Cop's like, hey, listen, cool. I'll tow your car now and I'm going to give you a ticket. Is it the right thing to do? Is it the legal thing to do? That's the big thing, I guess. Legally, yes, the cop was in his rights. And he towed Glenn's car and he gave Glenn a plethora of tickets. Would I have done that? I don't know. But I'd be lying to you saying that it doesn't weigh on me. That do I let my personal biases sometimes get involved? Absolutely. Again, cops are human beings, and you're right. 99% of the time, we have to take the verbal abuse, and we have to take the doxing, and we have to take people wanting to videotape our license plates and stuff, and try to find out where we live, and threaten our family and our friends and stuff, and threaten our jobs because we come on panels like this. The stuff that Matt and I are explaining, we're not representing our departments. I'm representing what training I've been through, my experiences over 17 years in doing law enforcement and what I've been exposed to. And there's a certain channel right now who is trying to out somebody for doing the exact same thing I'm doing. If you want to come after me, fucking come after me. I'm not scared of you. I've done nothing wrong. I've not violated any policy or procedures. I'm not saying this is the way it is done. The stuff, the opinions that I give, and Matt the same way, it's based on our training experience and things we've been exposed to. So
I mean, you can come after me, but you tried and fucking failed.
No, I don't want to drop names this early in the day. So.
No, it's fuck your free speech. It's mine. I have a camera. I'm more important.
Hey, let me mute Odin and trigger him.
No, don't. Actually, I like that statement Odin just made, because that's a misconception that a lot of these auditors have and cop watchers. And is Laura still on the panel with us?
Who is?
No.
Okay.
Laura's
no.
gone.
Laura had to watch that video, and then.
Okay.
Thank you, Shannon.
Laura's one of my favorite auditors out there. I love the way she handles things and stuff. But one of the things they say is that we surrender our First Amendments when we become officers. That's the furthest from the truth. We're entitled to our First Amendment opinion, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just like any civilian is. The difference is we are held accountable for what we say and what we do. Much like that officer in Seattle when he spoke up against his department. Do I agree with him being fired? I can't make the decision. A lot of times it's called conduct unbecoming. When you make your agency or your department look bad, they frown upon that severely. And that's what most likely got him jammed up. But we are entitled to our opinion. We are allowed to say whatever we want at any time, knowing that there's consequences to what we say.
Shithead wants to know, and thank you again for the $10 donation. Has Matt or Harry ever unarrested anyone?
You mean like let them go, like detain somebody and then decided not to arrest them?
Changed your mind, like, yeah, you know what? You don't need these bracelets. Let's have a good night.
Well, I haven't made the same arrest as Harry probably has, so I haven't. No.
You never unarrest somebody, but just because you put someone in handcuffs does not mean they're arrested.
Yeah.
Have I released someone after putting them in handcuffs for 20, 30, 45 minutes? Yeah, absolutely. It just depends on the situation. Have I ever taken someone start paperwork and go, I don't really have a case with this, and let someone go? No. Like I said, we don't dictate law. We interpret the law based on our training experience and what's in the law handbooks. It's for a jury or a judge to determine whether that arrest was justified or not.
You say that everybody's entitled to the First Amendment and that you're a cop and you're entitled 24 hours, 7 days a week. Yeah, but when you work for somebody and you represent them, you kind of don't have that when you're on duty. Or like you don't see, let's just take Kaepernick. Look what happened to him. He doesn't even have a job now because he said what he wanted. So that's the risk you guys take. If you're on, you got that uniform on, you really don't have free speech because you're representing that
right.
the people.
The point I made with that is you have the free speech still, but there's consequences with that free speach.
Sure.
Yep. I'm not saying I can say carte blanche. I can't walk up to you in a traffic stop and say, "Fuck you, give me your license." I can say that. Yes, I can say that, but I'm gonna get fired for that, or I'm gonna get written up, or I'll get some days on the beach for it. That's a different story. You have to realize what your boundaries are with your department or with your agency as far as what they will allow you to represent when you are in that uniform, and even outside that uniform. I've seen a story where an officer, he was South Carolina or North Carolina, might have been Georgia. He took a picture several years before wearing a rebel flag swimming trunks, and he had several years on the job. He got fired for wearing those swimming trunks, nothing more. So there's consequences of what you do on the job as well as off the job.
Well, and also too, I mean, there's officers as well too. Like, there's an officer in Georgia, that he's got a huge social media presence, with his canine dog. So it really depends on the department with their, like some of them are very strict on their social media policies. Some of them are not, as long as you, like for example, as long as you do stuff that's not going to make the department look bad. So, it really just depends.
I want to answer Randy's question. I want to come up to Pierre's first though. PRF, but you're not held accountable. You say and do all kinds of crappy stuff and get away with it. And I appreciate you saying that you don't mean you mean as in general law enforcement. That's kind of not true. The qualified immunity gets thrown around like it's grape jelly on a wall. Qualified immunity is basically to protect officers from frivolous lawsuits for your perception of me doing my job. As long as I'm within the scope of my job, my department will back me 110%. If they find I'm outside the scope of my job, then by all means, I'm on my own. That's why most officers carry their own liability insurance. I've carried mine from day one out of the academy, my own liability insurance for situations, whether it be a shooting, getting jammed up, or something like that. So I appreciate the question, but no, we are held accountable. Do people get away with stuff? Yeah, I'm not gonna say they don't. So, now to Randy's question. Train of thought. If you're detained, that's another misconception. On a traffic stop, there is a limit of time, but it's a reasonable amount of time. And then, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong. You do these more than I do. Is there an actual time limit on traffic stops?
Yeah, I believe it's 20 minutes by the Supreme Court. That's what they said.
Okay, so let's say on a normal traffic stop, they have 20 minutes. However, if I stop and detain you for an investigation and I handcuff you, as a rule of thumb, if I have enough reasonable suspicion, I can detain you in our area for up to 72 hours with no charges. And at that point, you're Mirandized, you're taken into custody, and you can be detained without charges for up to 72 hours. It does vary from state to state, city to city, agency to agency.
Okay, I want to make a statement.
Go ahead, buddy.
No, first of all, I really appreciate you and Matt for being so fundamental. And what I see a lot are people just coming at you and asking you questions that are relevant, but 99% of all police encounters end peacefully. There's nobody murdered, there's nobody beaten, and it seems like everybody I notice in this community comes with this attitude like cops are so bad. Like, no, I mean, the thousands and thousands of encounters every day. People don't get shot and murdered and beaten.
Right. I think the focus is the ones that are shot, murdered, and beaten unjustly, and how many lives are going to be lost.
That's the whole
stops.
thing. And like, officers are not bad people. They're not. They're given a bad rap because of situations that happen. But like I said before, like if you're innocent, you do not run away from the police. And like this video we're watching now, the gentleman who was in the car, he wasn't answering. When an officer asks you a question, do you have a license? It's a simple question, yes or no. He doesn't want to know, well, I had a license in Wyoming, but I don't know if I have one now. I mean, really?
Right.
Just answer the direct questions. And that's what I see a lot is like, they're not answering direct questions. They're adding to it, which just, it shows that they're lying. They're trying to cover up something. The gentleman also, when the officer asked him for that debit card that was in the car, he asked him who the person was, who the car belonged to, and he didn't answer it completely. And then he asked him to spell the name, and he couldn't spell the name right then and there. That car doesn't belong to him.
Absolutely. And these are all things we look for. I mean, you're looking for the carotid artery. How fast is his heart rate? And I keep saying it a couple times in these videos. Watch the eye movement. Watch the hand movement. These are all things we're trained to look for. It's a flight or fight syndrome, and these are what your body goes through, and they're uncontrollable emotions. You have no when you have ill intent and you're trying to plan something, you have physically no control over what your body is doing to you at that moment. And if you actually watch the eyes of most of these people who are going to assault an officer or assault a person, you're going to see that they're telegraphing, just like in boxing, they're telegraphing what their next move is going to be. Mm-hmm. And these are all things that we train to do. And this is a very, very unpopular statement I'm about to make. If you watch 99% of these videos with police shootings, and I'll preface this, I'm not saying anyone justified dying in these situations, but if you watch 99% of these videos, had the person not resisted or fought the officers, the situation never would have escalated to that point of someone getting shot or killed.
Absolutely. No, I taught school, and I taught a boys' school, so I'm very familiar with guys. Like boys, like when I knew immediately if they were going to lie to me, all I had to do was look at their eyes, and I knew immediately that they were lying just by their eyes.
Absolutely.
It's just a very observable thing. Your eyes tell everything.
Yep.
But anyhow, I really appreciate you and Harry Matt, for being so basic and fundamental and explaining all this simply, because people just don't seem to get it, and even asking a question like, well, how many officers do you think? No, that's very subjective. Like you don't know what's going through another person's mind. You don't know unless you work with them, then you can judge them. But other than that,
and even then you don't know.
Yeah. And like you said,
you work with someone on a daily basis.
Yeah, like your reaction to any situation, every situation is a new situation. You can't base it on anything else. You still have to go through the same procedures all through your mind and figure out this person, because it's a different encounter, different in person, different behavior. Absolutely. Okay, but thank you.
No problem, bro. Anytime. Doug, I don't understand your question about why I didn't do a felony stop in a vehicle. What vehicle are you referring to?
I think they're talking about the white vehicle.
The other Doug. How many Dougs are there? There's only one.
Doug. Which vehicle, man?
Oh yeah, there is a Doug.
the white vehicle that was potentially involved in a shooting.
Oh, we haven't finished that video.
You guys want me to go back to the video?
Yeah.
All right.
What the hell?
Well, shit.
Uh-oh, retard alert!
Come on.
Retard alert, class!
To answer Doug's question on that, they didn't know if the vehicle, if you listen to what the officer is saying, they did not know if the vehicle was a victim or involved. So if it's a victim, you don't want to go fucking 90 miles an hour, guns drawn, to, you know, if the person is a victim. So you're doing your investigation and trying to figure out what's going on with it. And to what Ed posted about Rodriguez versus U.S. Supreme Court, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was a reasonable amount of time, which is very subjective. I know it varies by department to department, but I didn't think there was a set time. Kind of like the whole distance thing. That misconception they can be within 20 feet.
Right.
I thought there was a set time, but I mean, I could be wrong. I haven't looked at that case in a while. So.
Right. It might be your department's policy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Odin. Is my mic cutting out? You don't hear me very good, buddy?
It's just a popping every once in a while.
Whose mic?
Okay. He said mine was.
No, your mic's popping in and out.
Can we get to the video that you've been bitching about?
Yeah, but okay, wait a minute.
Oh, you guys just over the worst point of the fucking video.
Yeah, I know, but wait a minute. I want to say something else. Like, the officer they're fully aware that there's a child in that car.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's another thing. I mean, they're thinking about that child, even though they're trying to concentrate on the grown adults in that car. They're thinking about that child. They're just not going to do something stupid unless somebody else does something stupid first.
Absolutely.
Right. That's
okay.
There we go.
All right, guys. All right, Richie, right? Do me a favor. Let's go ahead and stand up now. Yep, you're under arrest. No.
No, I have really bad anxiety. No,
Okay.
no, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to do this. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm not going to do this.
Don't.
So right away we're looking at the freeze frame we're gonna go to. This individual is reaching for something at the bottom of his
under the front seat.
Yep.
Under the front seats where he's reaching.
Yep.
And all right, let's proceed.
What have you got?
So I always say bullets don't have GPS. There's a child in this car. Are you both saying that this is a pinpoint targeted way of shooting?
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
The statistics have proven that in a stressful situation, your best marksman in a drill like this or a situation like this, their scores will drop over 50%. So there's no such thing as pinpoint shooting.
Mm-hmm.
It's react or get shot.
Okay.
You see the one officer had the gun against the guy's back right away.
Right.
Another officer had the gun to this guy's chest.
Mm-hmm.
Bullets are, contrary to people think, bullets don't stop everything instantly. They
Right.
shot probably 3 or 4 times before they had to retreat to the other side of the car.
Right. He should never have reached for anything.
Correct.
Let me stress that. Let me stress that right now that he should not have reached for anything.
Right. But just in it. Go
Right.
ahead. No, go ahead.
All right, Richie, right?
Yes, sir.
Do me a favor. Let's go ahead and stand up now.
Please don't tell me I'm going back to jail, sir. Please.
Yep, you're under arrest.
Please, hold on. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to do this. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm not going to do this.
Don't.
Yeah, he pulled it. He pulled it. You can actually see the firearm.
Yeah.
How do I slow-mo this? I forgot. All right, playback speed. I haven't done this in a little bit.
The gear wheel.
Yeah, right there. So you can actually see. All right, let's do it a little bit more than that. You can actually see how, like it's a silver gun. Watch. Would you see it? Right there. You see that little silver thing sparkling right there? That's the gun. Right there.
One cop's lucky he didn't get shot by the other cop.
That what?
The one cop's lucky he didn't get shot by the other cop.
Oh, yeah.
He came right across his arm.
I don't know how you saw that gun, Sancho. I couldn't even see it.
You didn't see it? I saw it.
It's split second. Yeah, you can see a flash of silver.
Oh, I have a good eye. I mean, look on bait and
You
Jesus.
could see him pull it right out from under the seat.
Watch.
I mean, they shot this guy at point blank range, and he was still able to move.
Right. So he's reaching for under.
Yeah.
Is it still going the same speed?
Yeah, and the problem is because he starts firing through the glass. I'm pretty sure that bullets travel straight through.
I don't think he shot through the glass.
He didn't.
No, I don't think so.
Right there.
Yeah, he did
Oh,
shoot
yeah,
through
you're
the
right,
glass.
Right.
Yeah.
What could the officers have done differently, if anything?
Not told him he was going to be arrested. Just told him to get out of the car.
Well,
Let's go for a walk to Dairy Queen. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
So, all right. So I've told. All right, I'll tell you this. So I told somebody, I need you to step out of the vehicle. I was about to arrest him for domestic violence. And I told him to step out of the vehicle, and they knew that they were going to jail, or they said, "Why?" They said, "Why are you?" They knew. So
You see that silver thing highlighting right there on the left side?
Yeah.
Just because you tell them, or you don't tell them, doesn't mean that they don't know. Especially if they've had past criminal history or something, and they know.
The line I usually use 99% of the time is, "Hey, listen, you're not under arrest, but I need to verify this information. You have a very common name. Step out of the vehicle. Step over here. I'm going to put you in some handcuffs. Work with me. I'll get you out as soon as I can." You do try not to tell them right away. Like I said, if you watch the beginning with this guy, he was shady all along. He knew something was up. He knew he had warrants. His eyes were all over the place. He was looking where he could get away and run.
Yep.
From Jump Street.
And right there, you can see it right in the middle of it. Middle of the screen too. Now the slow mo. We'll go back to normal speed now.
What have you got? Hands out! Hands out! Hands out! Look at it!
All right, Richie, right? Yes, sir. Do me a favor. Let's go ahead and stand up now.
Please don't tell me I'm going back to jail, sir. Please.
Yep, you're under arrest.
Hold on.
Yeah,
All right.
okay. If you got a common name, I need to verify some information.
Who does?
Real quick.
What happened?
If that was me, I would say, "Hey, listen, Richie, you got a very common name. I need to verify some information. Let's step away from the car. At least try and separate them from the kids."
Yeah.
So let's go slow mo again and see if he reaches. See this angle if we can see
His
it.
left hand was clear at that point. He lunges back in.
There it is, right there.
Where?
No, that's a purse.
Okay.
That's a pocketbook right there.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a pocketbook. That's a pocketbook. Can't see it in this shot. Oh, the shiny object's right below the hand. There it is. See it?
Oh, that's it right there?
That's it right there. That's it right there.
Yeah.
He points at it. I mean, he literally points directly at the camera with it. In this shot, he does.
He didn't show up until about 10 minutes ago. Not even.
Right.
I should say, excuse me, she. Very rather heavy-set woman.
That's a woman?
Diver, your mic open again.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, what are you referring to? Buddy?
He's talking to somebody else.
He just said a heavy-set woman just showed up to his house.
Oh, you order mail order brides.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
Postal
Diver.
employee.
Oh, okay.
You can see the middle of the thing right there shining through. And
It's actually a backpack I think it's pulling out of.
yeah, he's pulling out of his backpack. Boom. Right there. Right there. Then they back up.
So I know everybody's crapping. Some people would say, "Oh, well, why would the cops shoot? When there's kids in the car." Okay, well, why is this guy going to pull out a gun with kids in the car? I mean,
Well, it's funny because Sancho, you mentioned a minute ago about bullets having GPS on it, and I can't remember the lady's name. It's where the cops raided the wrong house and they end up killing her and shooting her boyfriend or something for a drug warrant. I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
Breonna Taylor.
I thought it was Breonna Taylor. I wasn't 100% sure. So,
yeah, we covered that.
Yeah. So the officers that were charged, the officer that was charged, actually was not charged with shooting anybody. He was shooting for recklessly firing his weapon and bullets going downrange and not controlling them. You are responsible for every bullet comes out of your gun.
Self-defense? Justified? Press
Absolutely.
1.
Oh,
absolutely.
Every action has a reaction.
Press 2 if there's anyone who disagrees. Press 3 if you just want to eat cupcakes.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, cupcake.
And milk?
So they're not taking the family out. They already have him pretty much.
What about the driver? So stupid.
Right. I mean, thankfully the children weren't harmed. But he, on the other hand, come on, Odin, man. Come on.
That ain't me.
That is you.
It's not.
Odin, you're a bad liar.
Very bad liar.
It's not me going.
So Santiago was declared deceased.
He's got gas problems. We should be considerate.
That one would have been me.
Outstanding warrants. Then Santiago produced a gun. And now they're saying he fired at the officers. Did you guys see any firing?
I mean,
it's hard to tell.
Any discharge of the gun?
They could have.
Yeah, I didn't see it. But. All right, what else is on you guys' minds before I wrap up? I am coming back tonight, so I want to save some little something.
What's tonight?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Please
What
no
time?
more porno talk with that fucking retard.
What is it?
Please don't do any more like porno actor.
What's wrong with you and Eric Everhard? Like, is there a beef going on between you and Eric Everhard, Odin?
He's jealous.
Were you in the second reverse gangbang and he was in the first, and that's why there's some animosity?
No, at least get a female.
No.
Hey, Sancho, I'm sorry to cut you off, Odin.
Oh,
Ed said if you play that video towards the end, then you can see the gun on the ground.
Oh, really?
That's what Ed says. I trust Ed.
You didn't even.
I trust Ed. I would fall backwards, and I know Ed would catch me.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean,
I let you fall.
Not if you're that heavy set woman that NJ was talking about.
Something smells rotten around here.
That woman was in a mail truck delivering my mail.
right.
There was a knife he pulled away also.
So the end of the video, you're saying?
Somewhere in the video towards the end, yeah.
That's throwing me off, that fart noise. I think they have it in their hand right there.
That's a knife.
Yeah, viewer discretion's advised.
And by the way, a lot of
Looks like a
people
little
think,
kid.
police officers, they just shoot people and let them bleed out and die. No, as soon as we shoot somebody, we have to render aid to that
Right.
person.
It looks like a little kid with a soundboard.
Yeah.
My mic is muted. How's it going through?
Knowing you probably have 2 or 3 phones.
Hey,
Hell,
Ed,
I
you
don't
want me to
want one phone.
Should I keep going or are we good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You texted me the link. No, you didn't text me the link.
The stream's almost going on for 3 hours. Anyway.
I know. CFW shows up last minute and wants.
I ain't got all day, drama queen. Get it over with.
Exactly. Shit. Then she sends me an incomplete link when words are attached to the link. All right, where do I see the gun?
Ed, where do we see the gun? Don't make me a liar, Ed.
Don't make a liar out of you. Here's the gun right there. See? There it is.
They even circled it for you, El Sanchez.
I circled it.
You did not. They did.
That's it right there. There you go, Ed. I even zoomed in on you.
Thanks, Ed.
Pussy.
Oh, he's pointing it out the car there.
There it is. Look at that.
That looks like what, a 1911 maybe?
I thought it was silver. They even showed it when it was pointed out and everything.
Yep.
Fuck me in the ass.
No.
You know? Well, I'm not asking you.
I'll cuddle with you.
There's the gun right there.
Right there, Sancho.
Right. There you go.
Sancho,
Okay. I can only take so much. Okay. I can only take so much. I saw the gun. We saw the gun. We saw a dead guy as well. I have feelings.
You have no
okay.
How do you know he was dead?
Yeah,
he's dead.
He's not. Did he die?
Yeah, he wasn't moving, guys, for like 20 minutes, and you guys think he's napping?
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, what is this, like kindergarten nap session?
Could be.
Could have been.
Right. But it was a silver gun. You were right. It had blue tape around the handle.
Yes, I was right. Jesus.
Will you quit farting, El Sanchez?
What? Anything else you guys want to plug?
Oh, but Odin's like, oh, I'm muted. You weren't muted just then, you fuck.
I didn't hit the button.
What button?
On the keys.
I don't think he's using a button. I think it's real.
I think it's fraudulent. I think he had some Taco Bell. He had some Taco Bell. That's what I think. All right. Odin, do you want to go live?
I could.
I mean, we got 30 people we can send your way if you want to go live. You can do a post show with all the body cams we just broke down. Did like 5 or 6 of them, So, so I'm gonna go download a soundboard myself and absolutely fuck with Odin. Play the worst of the worst sound bites. All right. So tonight I'll be live. Everybody stay tuned. I'll be live at 10 p.m. Eastern. Might do open panel. Probably going to come up with a subject and a topic within the next 4 hours. I don't like to just open panel and have dead air. That's not me. That's not Sancho. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the new members who have subscribed to the Sancho Army, I guess we can call it, who have joined the Sancho Army. Stay tuned for a lot of exclusive content from the membership aspect of things. All right. This motherfucker, man. This motherfucker. All right, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe to El Sancho, and we'll be back tonight.
All right,